Start stream. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Alex Taste in Music. I don't have the soundboard with me today, but let's do it a cappella since it was a big hit last time. I got my prostate milk by Ethan Klein H3. What? Bonk, 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 bonk. I got my prostate milk by Ethan Klein H3. Hello, everyone. Welcome, and let's introduce today's co-host. We have two co-hosts with me. We have the lovely Capn Quazar. And we have recruited an expert within the ERB community, Bacon. For those who don't know who you are, would you like to introduce yourself? Bacon. Hello, Mr. Bacon. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. I have a YouTube channel. I'll also link the Discord server. Mooney, if you can go ahead, please share the link to everyone in the chat. Sorry, to our typical Discord servers where we advertise my stuff. And yeah, I'll put a link to the server as well for any fans of epic rap battles. So let me grab actually the server link. Right, people, copy link. I'll hand that over to Mooney. Mooney, actually, I could just put that and pin that myself. Start in just a second here, and I'll pin that pinned. Alrighty, are you guys ready to get started with epic rap battles of history? I've been a huge fan of epic rap battles since their second release, when they released Hitler versus Darth Vader. That's when I got onto the full. Oh no, sorry, I'm totally lying. The first one I saw, YouTube recommended it to me. It was Albert Einstein versus Stephen Hawking, and then I backtracked and watched all the rest of them. So that's when I first got started. How about y'all? What's your experience with ERB?
Was pretty. It wasn't like the very beginning, but it was pretty early on, and I feel like I was a kid, so I got into it like pretty heavily, and then fell out of it for a few years. You know, got into high school, got too cool for school. I do think that there's obviously there's definitely going to be a bit of a bell curve here on what we think is good, what we think is bad, a lot in the middle, but yeah, I'm ready to do it.
Awesome, me too. How about yourself, Bacon? What is your experience with ERB?
Well, really just been a fan since 2011, and it's around the same time as you did. If you said you were about Einstein versus Hawking, I recall I was watching the first 8 or so. I remember because when I was watching those compilation videos, all of them on loop, and then suddenly it says like, oh, new one is out, and I see it's Napoleon versus Napoleon. So ever since then, I've just been following really in a dedicated manner.
Fantastic. All right, really quick before we get started, I'd like to introduce our lovely tiers. At the top, we have wow, www, and under that, it's okay, it's all right. I had fun with it, I guess. In the middle, it's anywho, and under that is sad face, and at the very bottom, love Sabra. So we don't need to explain that to you in your community, but we'll just move forward. Start for their debut release, John Lennon versus Bill O'Reilly. Let's check it out.
They're saying in chat we're muted. I don't know if it's just one of us or.
Oh shit! Are you guys both muted?
I don't know.
Are they both muted? Oh shit.
I can't even tell.
Oh shit.
You hear us? They don't hear us.
Can you guys try talking? No, they can hear you.
It was coming through?
Yeah, I can see the audio levels coming.
You good?
Yeah.
They might be tripping then.
Okay. Now the audio would be going crazy if it was really that bad, I think. All good now. I think it's just we're just having a laggy internet connection.
It happens.
All right, cool. Alrighty, let's get started here. John Lennon versus Bill O'Reilly. Can you guys see the screen okay? All right, cool.
Epic rap battles of history. John Lennon versus Bill O'Reilly. Begin.
Hell, you're making my ears bleed. You need a muzzle. Why you pissed off all the time? Didn't your mom give you a cuddle? You're the type of guy who could die of a heart attack just in the shower. You need to chill out for a minute and smoke weed for an hour. Every time I watch your show, all you do is scream at me, and your face looks like a shit I took high on LSD. I'm John Lennon, I'm a legend, I can see through all your tricks. I wonder how much George Bush paid you to suck his dick.
You fucking long hair, living in your yellow submarine. We're about to get sunk by the right-wing political machine. Stop your presses, Lennon. You call me Mr. Bill O'Reilly. When it comes to squashing limeys, I come recommended highly. You're weak. Between you and me, there's no comparison. I'll beat you so bad you weep gently like George Harrison. You're Paul McCartney's bitch with less talent than Ringo. And I'd rather suck George Bush's dick than Yoko Ono's.
Well, you can't buy me love, but I'll kick your ass for free. I'll take Maxwell's silver hammer and give you a lobotomy. I'm tired of how you scheme to stir the people up. Why don't you just take a vacation and shut the fuck up?
Cause I'm evil, hard black and then Don Cheadle. $10,000 shoes I used to stomp out a beetle. Don't tell me to shut the fuck up, that's how I survive. Now here's Sting, what? Fuck it, we'll do it live!
Who won? Who's next? You decide. Epic rap battles of history!
It's so strange how the voice, it's just not the same voice from like the as we'll see later on in the series. But what did you guys think of the first one?
I think honestly my initial...
they really kind of had a pilot episode here.
Yeah, they're definitely just figuring out their sound still, or their whole. It's a whole new concept, right? So
I do think from the start you can see that in my personal opinion at least, I feel like Nice Peter is always a bit better with like the flow, his delivery is a bit better, but then EpicLLOYD is he's a bit more animated in the actual impression and stuff, which I think comes across for sure, even in these early ones.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm not a big fan of the beat at all for this one, and it sucks that they haven't incorporated adding the lyrics on screen because the flow was not that great, so it's kind of hard to make out what they're saying sometimes. Personally, I've always had an issue hearing loud lyrics in music. I always appreciate whenever they have them on the screen. And I feel like the bars are a little awkward too. Like I thought Bill's bars at the end were the best. But for the most part, I thought that disses weren't that great. What do you guys think about that?
Pretty much the same.
Yeah, I agree with people in chat are saying that
I would say it's
well, I was just gonna say people in chat are saying that it's like it's really good for the first one, and I do agree that for their first one it's really good, but I don't want to rate it highly comparatively to the rest. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah. I think Sad Face is a very appropriate tier because it did make me sad that their first one was kind of I'll put it in Sad Face. That wasn't offensively bad, but it was far from good. Coming up next.
Yeah.
Their second release here. Oh, do you have any lore on their first release, Bacon?
Yeah, there is quite a bit to it because obviously it's the first one. They said that it kind of switched around the amount that they put. They said $50. They said $150, so somewhere in that range. Bill O'Reilly's hair was like from a mop or a doll or something like that. It's kind of obvious.
Awesome. That's crazy. Like the whole production was just $5,200. It's incredible.
Yeah, and you can also say like they clearly just were putting on costumes for trying an impression. Now, next one, of course, that's when they actually were going with it. So it kind of like that's where the influence comes in.
Yes, definitely. And they would have no idea of how big of a series it would be. So it makes sense that, they didn't put their all in on their first try. All right, I'm very excited for this one. Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler.
Epic rap battles of history! Darth Vader versus Adolf Hitler! Begin!
I am Adolf Hitler, command of the Third Reich. Little known fact, also dope on the mic. You are Vader, with your little boots and cape and helmet to cover up that burnt ass face. You have the force to move objects. I am a force truly evil, even went back in time and tried to back as a prequel. Cause look at you, you're not even a real person. I preferred you in Spaceballs, the Rick Moranis version.
You can't rhyme against the dark side of the force, why even bother? So many dudes been with your mom, who even knows if I'm your father? You're a pissed off little prick with a Napoleon dick. You call that a mustache? I call that dirty Sanchez on your lip. You bitch, let me remind you who you're messing with. Everything that you did, I'm the motherfucker who invented it. I'm the original Dark Lord, you're like the sorcerer's Hitler's apprentice. My stormtroopers make yours look like someone took a piece of shit and cloned
You
it.
stink, Vader! Your style smells something sour! You need to wash up, dog! Here, step in my shower! I'll turn all your friends against you, just my speeches breed haters! What's your lightsaber verse, a clan of all your white neighbors?
Suck my robot balls. Now take a step back and let me freeze yours off. A little carbonite bath for your goose-stepping ass. We'll call my homeboy in Israel. See who got the last laugh. Who won?
Damn, dude, those bars still hold up. That is quite scathing. I feel like, so yeah, that's incredible. Obviously, they really shined with their second release there. Capn Quazar, what are your thoughts?
Well, I honestly, I guess I when watching these before, I never really like paid too much attention to like the costume design and stuff, and I never realized that they didn't use a swastika for the armband.
Oh, I never noticed that
like that.
either. What is that?
It's just like I think he's just doing a
Yeah, the
piece
sign of the horns.
Wow,
yeah, it's the horns.
check that out. Kind of smart, future-proof thinking. However, it did not age that well. Like even in costume, not cool to dress up as Hitler and do the Hail Hitler in modern times. I'm just gonna look past that in terms of my criticism of
Yeah,
and
yeah.
thoughts of the
Peter
song.
did make a comment. He was saying like, "Hey, I'd go with the Hitler costume, but the swastika, it's a dick move." Said something like that.
Oh, how times have changed. That's very cool though. Any other lore to this one, Mr. Bacon?
Oh yeah, there's certainly quite a bit. Obviously, it's the one that put them on the map, as people say. So it's really like their official like big swing where they really like set themselves up as a series. I remember watching this and it was like 12 million views, and now it's like over 124 million. I think that's it.
Mhm.
But yeah. Besides that, it's also just the fact that Hitler's now a huge meme with how he screams the first line and how he's
Right.
I don't know, he's just a little goofy guy. They keep trying to make him look like a loser in each one because it's Hitler. That's what they said. It's like, yeah, it's Hitler, so let's make fun of him that way too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Also want to point out, like, it is true that this one, they really cared about this one so much to the point that the first one doesn't even have a thumbnail. They never went back and retroactively added a thumbnail to it, which is hilarious. They must really not give a shit about that John Lennon versus Billy Riley. We didn't even care enough to figure out who won or who lost in that one, but we'll do it for this one.
Yeah.
My vote, I feel like I hate to vote for Hitler, but I feel like he had the best bars in that one.
I'd have to disagree. I think Darth Vader's flow was like, it just stomped him out pretty easily.
All right, Bacon, you're a tiebreaker. What do you think?
All right, so I really always went with Vader because it's a hilarious joke to start out with, like, so many dudes been with your mom, who even knows if I'm your father. Like, that just, and not only that, as you say, the Hitler also has some great stuff, so, like, for them to go with an edgy Holocaust joke like that, not to bring attention itself to the Holocaust, but rather to Hitler, like, trying to taunt him as if he's going to be part of the Holocaust, bring Vader to the shower. So that's really what got them to be, like, seen as a kind of king on YouTube for that moment.
Gotcha. Okay, fair enough. Vader wins. Congratulations. Let's rank this one. I've always had very positive feelings toward this one, so I'm gonna put this one in the top tier. Gotcha.
Honestly, if any ERB should be in like a YouTube museum, it really could be this one.
Yeah, definitely. They'll totally forget about that first one. Coming up next, Abe Lincoln versus Chuck Norris.
Lincoln versus Chuck
Our score! In 65 years in the past, I won the Civil War with my beard. Now I'm here to whoop your ass. I've read up on your back. You cure cancer with your tears. Well, tell me, Chuck, how come you never sat down and cried on your career? You're a washed-up has-been on TV selling total gems, and you're gonna lose this battle like you lost Return of the Dragon. I'll rip your chest hairs out, put them in my mouth. I'll squash you like I squash this out. I never told a lie, and I won't start now. You're a horse with a limp, I'll put you down.
This isn't Gettysburg, punk. I'd suggest retreating, for I invented rap music when my heart started beating. Chuck Norris doesn't battle, he just allows you to lose. My raps will blow your mind like a verbal John Wilkes Booth.
I've got my face on the side of a mountain. You voted for John McCain. I've got a bucket full of my head, and I'm about to make it rain. You block bullets with your beard. I catch up with my skull. I make fun of Walker, Texas Ranger, but I've never even seen that show.
I am Chuck fucking Norris. I've spread more blood and gore than 40 score of your puny civil wars, bitch. I split the Union with a roundhouse kick. I wear a black belt on the beard speed of light, wish that it was faster. You may have freed the slaves, but Chuck is everyone's master.
Who won?
So Capn Quazar, you're just smiling ear to ear, such a huge grin. It really takes me back listening to this, like again. Oh man, just the wave of nostalgia and good vibes from this song is incredible. But I will say a total mismatch though. Why the heck did they pit Abe Lincoln against Chuck Norris, one of the greatest memes of its time?
It is a.
Oh, hey, I
weird
got an
matchup.
answer for that.
Please tell us.
Okay, so obviously Abe Lincoln has solidified himself as one of the strongest presidents. He's even in the Wrestling Hall of Fame, all that. He even has his own urban legends to his own namesake. So he's, called the Rail Splitter, I believe. He's got a lot of charisma and also seen as the guy who really saved America. So him being such a larger than life figure is kind of why he was put against Chuck Norris. Also them being just bearded tough guys. So yeah, it's kind of
the
battle
beard.
between
Okay.
them.
Gotcha.
I guess when you put it like that, I guess I do see the similarities when you line it up like that. That does make sense.
Now, I do give that explanation, but the guy, if you check, you decide. I looked up the guy with that username. I actually added him. He said, I didn't have an actual reason. I just thought it'd be funny if I put Chuck Norris against Abe Lincoln. Now, I do still believe that Peter saw that. There's still the chance, they're sort of just putting them against each other and you try to figure out what's the similarities, the differences. I do think Peter may have seen that and kind of decided, that does make sense to me, and probably my explanation is probably what he went with. But yeah, no, by canon of the guy who decided it, he was like, I just thought it'd be funny.
Ah, that's fascinating. See, this is why I have you here, man. That's such deep, crazy lore. I would have never even thought to look up this type of stuff. That's cool. I got a question in chat. Alex, have you seen Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer? I have not. That's a very, very funny title for a movie. I saw the trailers for it when it came out. I'm like, this is ridiculous. What the heck? So yeah, obviously, I don't even have to ask you guys. Chuck Norris obviously won that one. And the beat is not as good as the Hitler one, but it's really, really good. And the bar for bar, I think it's great too. I'll put it in the top tier. I know it's a big nostalgia factor playing as well, but I just really like that one.
I will say I disagree with I got to go with Lincoln because of
I was gonna say
What?
I did not.
It's Chuck Norris.
Back then, yeah, but I mean, when he went with how come you never sat down and cried on your career? Come on, that's an ender.
Okay.
And again, I don't know. It's the delivery. I think part of it is just the delivery for me, and I'm kind of just swayed by Nice Peter just being a little bit better at rapping, and I think that's what part of what's selling it for me. But also, I don't know if I necessarily liked that almost every single one of Chuck Norris's line was just a Chuck Norris joke. I feel like they could have put a little bit more in there.
If I was, I totally get that criticism. It was just too easy. I was thinking about the bars too. I'm like, you can't not make it every bar a Chuck Norris line. You just can't.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't work if you didn't. But like you're saying, it aged terribly.
Yeah,
Just
for Norris, it was the lines, and then for Lincoln, it's the fact that he's all gangster, and it's very much of its time.
He has really Abe's swagger's off the charts in that. Really quick, I am so rude and not welcome in the chatters today. Welcome in Koya, welcome in Tiffany Tutro, welcome in NP Milk, welcome in General Douglas MacArthur, welcome in Symbiotic Spider, Undead Brett, Julsis, Theno Gorato 287, Jape Rowe, and M Mooney, our beloved moderator. If I missed it. Did I fuck the screen? Oh no, we're good. All right, coming up next here, live chat. Our next track. Are you guys satisfied with my? I know it's my tier list, so I'm ultimately placing these. Or are you satisfied with having that as a top tier?
These first couple are the goated tier.
Gotcha. All right, coming up next, Sarah Palin versus Lady Gaga.
Sarah Palin versus Lady Gaga. Begin.
Oh boy, look what we have here! A transvestite with a keyboard trying to be freaking here! Your voice sounds like a rooster having sex with a frog. They put a lot of lipstick on you, but you still look like a dog. Put down that teacup, honey, go put on some pants and stop letting little monsters teach you how to
think I'd rather elect a Smurf than vote for you. Governor of Alaska? That's like the principal of a home school. You are the sum of everything I despise. We're the most dysfunctional family since the Jackson fucking 5. Just trust me, your 15 minutes of fame came and went. Go back to your igloo. Spend some time with your kids before they're pregnant. Your frigid little body couldn't even handle what I do. I think the truth is, Sarah, my music just scares you.
Your music doesn't scare me. I'm a mother of 5. I killed moose with my bare hands before you were alive. Everything you do is just a rerun of Madonna. Your fans are in a frenzy like a bunch of gay piranhas.
I sound more intelligent than you when I fart. I wonder if you even know how to spell the word art. You don't belong in politics, you belong in a hockey game. History will regret you like John McCain.
Who's
Okay, so it's funny, Capn, you were talking about how the first few are the most goated. I remember this one being a stinker when I first saw it for the first time personally. The Sarah Palin vocals are rough. They are rough.
I think someone asked in chat, is that Lisa Nova? Yes, it is. I think that the jokes have definitely all aged very poorly.
That's true.
The impression is all right, but also it's just, I think it's very just dated. The Sarah Palin reference, Sarah Palin really isn't very popular anymore.
And Lady Gaga being accused of being a man, that was fucked up for the time, man. It's just awful. But I will say the Lady Gaga lines, they sound good. Nice Peter was very good at delivering lines. I thought it sounded fantastic. Lady Gaga.
I also liked all the costumes that they did. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, the costumes are great too. Bacon, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so this one's definitely considered the worst for good reason. It's really nothing worth going back to. I do think it's funny, like Screwface Jean, the biggest ERB React tracks, it considers this one of the better battles just because it's so offensive. But I think everyone else sees it as kind of yucky to try to make some transphobic lines with Lady Gaga. And yeah, Peter did have to play that because there was those rumors for it. But no, this is kind of just really Lennon versus O'Reilly, but it's with women because they're different ideologies in politics and all that, and that's really it. But it's really worth skipping.
Definitely, yeah. I'm not a big fan of the Lennon versus O'Reilly. This was offensive to the ears at some point, I think.
And especially when you put it like that, saying it's kind of the parallel to the Lennon versus O'Reilly. They could have done something different because it's only a couple later. They could if they wanted to do Sarah Palin, Lady Gaga, they could have waited more time to do that because that is kind of a parallel there.
I didn't even think about that.
Even then, it's just that they were really popular for that time. Even from 2008 to 2012, they were a hot topic, and then everyone forgets about Palin. Lady Gaga still around, but this is a really dated portrayal.
Everybody remembers Nailin' Palin. We know. You remember.
All right, let's rank this sucker. We'll put it in Love Sabra. I think that's an appropriate tier. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm giggling because do you know what H3 is, Bacon?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay, cool. What are your thoughts on Ethan Klein?
Really, I don't have one because I wasn't watching him from way back then. But I do know of his.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Coming up next.
Hey, what's your opinion on the Holocaust?
There we go. I asked that for the last time I had a guest too. What are your thoughts on the Holocaust?
Shit, that's terrible. That's a terrible event.
There we go. You're good. You're good in my books. You're good in my books. All right, coming up next, Hulk Hogan versus Macho Man versus Kim Jong-il. Oh wait. I don't think I gotta say it, but who won that last one?
I honestly can't even. It was kind of just bad all around.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. We'll just continue.
Grand battles of victory!
Yeah.
Kim Jong-il versus Hulk Hogan! Begin!
The name's Kim Jong, I got a license to ill. Make you swallow my rhymes like a steroids pill. Your body looks like a spray tan banana with a Lois mustache and a wag bandana. I'm coming at you like the age of Ric Flair. Bitch, I'll suplex you by your freaking dick hair. Your whole fam's a bunch of Barbies, dude. You want beef? Eat this Korean barbecue.
You got a ringside seat to your own SmackDown, brother. You look like Sonic the Hedgehog's mother. You're a freak, a phony, a rice-a-roni jabroni. I'm gonna bounce you like a check for my alimony. Come on, dude. All the little hosters know. I'll hang you from the ropes like a South Park puppet show. I'll choke hold you hostage like Laura Ling. Brother, I'll leg drop your ass back to Beijing.
Beijing is in China, you blonde asshole. I'm a god amongst men, you're a suburban commando. North Korea, bitch, let me give you a tour. By the way, your wife says my dick is bigger than yours.
Hulk Hogan goes down. I don't know if he can finish the battle. He's reaching for the ropes. It's Macho Man versus
Ooh, yeah, it's about to get real. Watch me snap into a Slim Jim Kim Jong-il. I don't like dead little bitches with glasses. But when midgets step up, I stall the midget asses. Macho Man, there is no equal. So spend less time rapping and start feeding your people. Punk, I'll elbow drop your whole nation on behalf of the entire World Wrestling Federation. Ooh, yeah.
Who won?
Someone says, I wish WWE was like this. This is what WWE is like, pretty much. But yeah, I did not remember that they'd used the M word in this one. That's crazy. Whew. But yeah, the freaking Hulk Hogan lines, the delivery is fucking hysterical and is extremely racist. Jesus Christ. Capn, what are your thoughts?
I mean, accurate to Hulk Hogan, right?
It's so true, yeah.
And I have to say, they failed a little bit. Macho Man and Hulk, they hate each other. They hated each other.
Bacon, what are your thoughts?
Well, for actually to piggyback a little off of what Capn Quazar just said, they not only hated each other for a while, but they actually had written diss tracks at each other. I believe they actually had a rap career.
Wow, no way. That's fascinating.
Yeah, it's funny to figure that out. Now, as for this battle, which is kind of very, dumb matchup, but also dumb lyrics and all that.
I didn't even think about the match doesn't make sense at all.
And guess what, though? I had gotten in contact with the guy who originally made the matchup.
Whoa.
So I actually do have the comment if I can pull it up here right now. So I was asking, someone was like, Epic Rap Battles of History on his channel, and he actually commented that he was the same guy. So I asked about it. He said that he figured it was actually Osama bin Laden was meant to be with Kim Jong-il, so it was supposed to be those two against Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. He wasn't aware. He didn't remember, but I did find the original comment, and yeah, he did say Osama. Now, it was because, there was some news about Kim Jong-il wanting to be taken seriously as a new superpower. So then he just saw those news and was like, damn, I want to suggest him for ERB, and how about against the mega powers, Hulk Hogan and Macho Man? So it kind of gave that as an explanation.
Okay, so and they're like representative of the U.S.
In a way, yeah, it's kind of like, America versus anti-America. People say like physical power versus political power, that kind of stuff. It doesn't make much sense,
It's a stretch, but there's something there. Yeah. And what's interesting is they re-released this with like updated backgrounds and graphics. Just this one for some reason. You know why they did that?
Really, I just think it was because they had that idea in the works, and Peter did say before, like, man, I hate how the editing looks on Hulk Hogan Macho Man versus Kim Jong-il. I'd want to revisit that one day. And they teased it at the end of season 4. Then it took until season 6 for that to actually release. So I guess he was just wanting to do that for a while.
It's interesting because I never thought the editing looked bad compared to the last 3 or 4 we just saw. Like it looks the same.
Yeah. Even then, I think it's like this one's under edited, the new one's over edited. I don't really prefer either one over the other.
Yeah, it does look if someone's a big fan of this one, it is worth checking out the updated. Pretty cool. But yeah, let's rank it. First, which do you guys think won?
Really, I think Kim Jong-il is one of the least memorable rappers. And Macho Man is the only decent one. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like that they had Timothy DeLaGhetto, but I completely forgot that they even had him as Kim Jong Un. or
Ill, right?
Kim Jong-il, yeah.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-il, and I completely forgot about that, and I do think that they, even though they were kind of little crazy lines there at times, they were a bit better from Macho Man and Hulk Hogan.
For some of it, I don't feel like Hulk Hogan's even rapping. That's just him talking. So I thought it's so interesting how the two of you and I have been clashing. I would have given the vote to Kim for sure. That one, I actually liked the beat a lot, and the non-problematic lines I thought sounded good for the most part. I'll drop this one in an anywho.
I think that's fair.
No one has any idea how to really rank it. You know what? I would say this one probably like smells the most like Rucka Rucka Ali, I think.
Oh, you know Rucka Rucka Ali? I love Rucka Rucka Ali. Awesome. That's so true. Those are straight up Rice Rangeroni. That's a Rucka Rucka Ali line for sure. He co-wrote this shit. Coming up next, Justin Bieber versus Beethoven.
Epic rap battles of history! Justin Bieber! Push it! Let Beethoven begin!
Look what the cat dragged back from the dead. Man, it looks like Chewbacca wiped his ass on your head. I'm the next Michael Jackson. You smell like Betty White. Here's some aspirin. You're catching Bieber fever tonight. Because my voice is incredible and your music is terrible. Who even listens to classical? Even Elise wants to do me. And now that you're right next to me, I can understand why they use the dog to play you in the movie.
Sit down, son, and let me give you a music lesson. Ask Bach, I've got more cock than Smith & Wesson. Never say never, you'll never be forgetting. I crafted masterpieces that will last throughout the ages. Your music gets you bitches on your Facebook page. I'm committing verbal murder in the major third degree. My name is Beethoven, motherfucker, maybe you heard of me. Not the St. Bernard version, I'm the real OG. You wanna trade blows? You can't even hit puberty.
I got Kim Kardashian in my bed backstage. When's the last time your music got anybody laid? I got a concert in 5, so there's not much time left. What else can I say? Your own music made you deaf.
I would smack you, but in Germany we don't hit little girls. And I'm glad I'm deaf so I can't hear that piece of shit my world. There's a crowd of millions waiting to hear my symphonies. You wanna be a little white usher? Here, show them to their seats. Who won? Who's there?
That was pretty good. I've never liked I think it's intentional, but Justin Bieber's voice sounds like, yeah. I think it's just a commentary on people don't like Justin Bieber's music, so they're gonna make him intentionally sound bad. But it still doesn't. It's not fun to re-listen to, you know. And yeah, obviously, I think Beethoven's line slapped really hard. You guys' thoughts?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think. 'Cause honestly, I do think that it was just that era of shitting on JB, shitting on our boy JB. But so they just kind of, the whole song is kind of making fun of him. Even his lines are kind of just him being like an arrogant prick. Like that was kind of like the base of his lines.
Yeah. Do you have any lore for us, Bacon?
Well, I mean, obviously this is the only battle that has Alex Farnham, and that's sad because he actually has quite a lot of talent. So Peter had visited his channel to do a Jack Sparrow video, so they had collaborated for that, and he was dressed up as Jack Sparrow. Alex Farnham was, but he never really made it to ERB as Jack Sparrow as of now, even though a lot of people want that. He can do Jim Carrey characters, so we can actually get him for The Mask or The Grinch, Ace Ventura. But no, sadly they haven't seemed to contact him for that. Oh, and another one thing I should say about this is it's kind of a meme, and I don't know why they kind of did the research wrong on this. They made it a meme that like Justin Bieber was 17 when they wrote this, but this actually came out like a day after Bieber's 17th birthday. So Justin Bieber was actually 16 when they wrote these sex lines for whatever reason.
Oh, I was for whatever reason that didn't even register to me that was appropriate to talk about Justin Bieber in that context.
Yeah,
I mean, he was. It's the. Not that it was okay, but it was definitely the way that he was presented by the media. So I think that was kind of what they were kind of leaning into for sure. It wasn't necessarily them over-sexualizing him. He was already over-sexualized as a child, so it was like...
Dude, yeah.
So, I mean, literally, Nicki Minaj was... I think he was already 18 at that point, but there's like that whole music video of her dancing on him and stuff.
Right.
When did that...
Yeah, I think 2012, 2013, so it may have been, legal for that.
But still, it's like, you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, my vote would be for Beethoven for that.
Yeah, no contest.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we're on the same page. Fantastic. I'm trying not to be super confident in my choices now because we're so different on our thoughts on these raps. In terms of the tiers, I feel like it's just the beats just so basic. It's just using Beethoven's
Release.
Beethoven's music with a little bit of other music elements added to it. So I just feel like it's not very memorable or inspiring. I'll put that in the sad face next to the first one we saw. Coming up next, my first one that I saw, Albert Einstein versus Stephen Hawking.
Real classic.
But really quick, let me just acknowledge some of the chatters really quick. Guante means glove, so true. Katafi, welcome in, good sir. No guante, no verga. Justin Bieber automatically loses against anyone, so true. And what else? I just saw on Reddit that Alex voted for Hitler. No! All right, let's continue.
Albert Einstein versus Stephen Hawking.
When I apply my battle theory, minds are relatively blown, so take a seat, Steve. Oh, I see you brought your own. What's with your voice? I can't frickin' tell. You sound like Barney having sex fit to speak and spell. I'll school you anywhere, MIT to Oxford. All your fans will be like, that was Hartford. I'm as dope as two rappers, you better be scared, cause that means Albert E equals MC squared. You've got no idea what you're messing with here, boy. I got 12-inch rims on my chair, that's how I roll, y'all. You look like someone glued a mustache on a troll doll. I'll be stretching out the rhyme like gravity stretches time when you try to put your little pea brain against this kind of mind. On the best, on the Snoop Dogg science, I'll be dropping mad apples on your head from the shoulders of giants. I'm the giant whose shoulders you'd have stood on if you could stand. I'll give you a brief history of pain with the back of my hand. You can't destroy matter or me, for serious. Ripping holes in you bigger than the hole in your black hole theory was. There are 10 million, 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 million particles in the universe that we can observe. Your mama took the ugly ones and put them into one nerd. You wanna bring the heat with the mushroom clouds you're making. I'm about to big raps from scratch like Carl Sagan. And while it's true that my work is based on you, I'm a supercomputer, you're like a TI-82. Ooh.
God, it's so good. I think the reason this one blew up so hard, it's so fucking funny seeing Stephen Hawking just do anything in this. Like when they first introduced him, it's funny. Like the beat dropped so hard on this part. I always thought that part was just so funny and memorable. But yeah, that was great. I had no complaints or issues about that one at all. Capn, what are your thoughts?
Again, making fun of somebody with disabilities, not a great look, but it was still a pretty good song.
It was great.
So it's hard to hate, you know?
Yeah. Is it? I mean, I know it's inappropriate to look like and act like Stephen Hawking, but if you want to like accurately represent him in any way, shape, or form, it just seems disingenuous to do anything else but what they're doing right here, doesn't it?
I mean, yeah, I was more so talking about all the stuff that Albert Einstein said.
Oh, what he said? I think I missed it. What line specifically is offensive that Stephen Hawking said?
I mean, just about like if he could stand him standing up. It's not like terrible stuff, but it's definitely ableist for sure.
For sure, yeah.
It's like I do. It's not that bad. I'm the woke. I'm too woke.
Okay, I wasn't even think the lyrics were problematic. I just thought specifically how he was visually being portrayed is what you had an issue.
No, I honestly agree with you on that point.
Okay, cool. Mr. Bacon. Mr. Bacon, what are your thoughts?
All right, so really on the devil's advocate side on that, I will say he was rebutting the, I said at the final line, you know, when he's talking about standing on the shoulders of giants, and he obviously is saying like, you know, oh, you're saying that, but ironically can't stand.
Mhm.
So it's like, you know, his way of giving like a very obvious observation right there. But
Yeah.
also the previous line in the first verse where it's like, you know, take a seat, Steve. Oh, I see you brought your own, which to me is hilarious. It's like
Yeah.
probably the biggest hitter of like going out the gate swinging. I love that first line from there. He already sets the tone with it. But yeah, no, I love Einstein's verse, and Hawking's also great. He has a lot of swag with the autotune, but I
Mhm.
do think it's like, you know, to me, it shows that this is just one of their instant classics when it released.
Instantly, dude. This was a hit the second it got online. And yeah, in terms of like making fun of Steven for not being able to walk, it is a rap. I think there's not many rules in terms of what's not, you know, available to be
Yeah, I
made
mean,
fun
fair
of.
enough.
Yeah.
I think like
Then
yeah,
go back and make fun of Lady Gaga for them
there's
calling
there
her
are
trans.
there's not. I didn't say there's no rules, but there, there's certain things
This
that
one
Hey,
tiptoes
draw the line
It,
wherever you want.
are.
You wanted to.
it rolls around the line.
Yeah, so true. All right, this is an all-time classic. Wow, WWWW. I should be kind of flopping these around. I think gonna be a lot of these. This is the top contender so far. I'll put Hitler in the middle. And you know what? I'm gonna drop Abe versus Chuck Norris. Touch here. It does not belong on the top two with those.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay. That was great. Any lore behind this one, Mr.
Yeah, actually, so I sadly it's defunct now, but for a limited time, I was, as you saw, I was able to actually talk to Mr. Zach Sherwin Einstein here. So he actually was talking to me regarding the, you know, the process of how he was doing it with season 1 as far as he could remember. And I actually learned that, you know, this one isn't actually the first one he had help with. Like say Gandalf versus Dumbledore was one he worked on before this. So, you know, in terms of chronological order, it wasn't the exact, you know, 1 through 15 of season 1. So this one may have been more like, you know, coming out later compared to the first ones, and that's probably why it's more refined. They're probably like saving up a lot of better jokes when they were able to.
Gotcha, gotcha. In terms of who won, you guys think?
I'd say Einstein.
I like the addition of the auto tune.
Autotune helps a lot. And I'm not
I think it was
that's
like
not to say Albert Einstein's bars were bad at all. I just think that Stevens were just a little better.
and the 10 million line that was like memed pretty hard. I feel like.
Pretty
Yeah.
avant-garde too in terms of a rap bar. Great. All right, coming up next, Genghis Khan.
I just want to say to everybody in chat saying that I'm being too woke. The point isn't just about it being ableist or whatever. It's a fucking easy comment to make. Come up with better lines.
Sometimes the easy ones are the ones that hit the hardest, you know?
Yeah, it's like analyzing it.
All right, let me just make sure I'm not missing. Too woke, so true. Capn, our resident woke king. This is where the woke meets the wall. Well, personally, I think Einstein won. Yeah, I could totally see an argument for Einstein.
It's very close.
Back as Borat. All right, coming up, Genghis Khan versus the Easter Bunny.
This is my favorite.
What's it? The Easter Bunny. Begin.
How you gonna battle? I invented hip-hop and my little tail swinging and my big ears flopping. The Easter Bunny, baby, I deserve to be arrogant. You ugly, rapist, poet, barbarian. Ooh, what you gonna do? You got a bucket on your head and a Fu Manchu. The Great Wall couldn't keep you out of China. Watch me rub my foot for luck and stick it right up your vagina. Come on, you bunny ass about to feel the wrath of Khan. Silly rabbit, you'll need more than luck. You've got 2 giant ears but can't hear that you suck. I drive a Mongol horde, your army is weak. What? You're going to attack me with a posse of peeps? I'll bite off your tail and punch your teeth down your throat. Then butcher your family and make a new coat. Take it easy, baby. No need for this meanness. We should keep it peaceful, homeboy. Jesus. I give people candy. You just like to pillage. Why'd you get on my face and go back to your village? From Poland to Korea, Arabic to van. Now my DNA's in dudes from New York to Japan. Ha! Easter my ass. You're not in the Bible. You're a fluffy bitch mascot for Hallmark in denial.
All right, I had a friend who was obsessed with this one. He would quote this one all the time in middle school. And it's so funny to seeing the contrasting, extremely aggressive bars from Genghis Khan and the nice ones from the Easter Bunny. Because when I play Jackbox and we played the rap game, my rap sound like Genghis Khan's. Like I'm trying to fucking murder my opponent. Captain, what are your thoughts?
Like I said, this is one of my favorites. I don't know, just the way he does the bunnies, like the Easter Bunny's voice, is just so funny to me.
Yeah, it is. It's fun.
I don't know. It's just it was a good one. If you want to talk about the racial undertones of making fun of the Fu Manchu, there's. I'm just kidding, but no, it's a good one. And it's okay to make fun of Genghis Khan.
I didn't even notice that he's supposed to be doing an Asian accent the whole time. Apparently, it's kind of suspect.
Oh.
Bacon, what are your thoughts?
Well, I guess kind of. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, wouldn't have flown today to have Lloyd do Genghis Khan, obviously. And they recently just brought back Napoleon. I think it should have been Genghis Khan that they could do a redo on for the cast and the lines and all that. But you can tell Lloyd is at least giving his all performance-wise.
It was
to
great.
really
That's his best. This is his best rapping yet, I think.
Well, honestly, I know it's like people don't like when people do fake accents, but it's not like he's just doing like I mean, he is trying to put on like an appropriate accent, I feel like.
Yeah, like a gruff voice.
But I guess I also don't know what the appropriate accent like would be necessarily, so I shouldn't speak on it too with too much credence.
He wasn't doing a Rucka Ali voice.
No.
Yeah, like I don't know. There is a because people were saying before, like I didn't like they didn't do like obviously it's an English accent, but didn't do a John Lennon accent. It's like where does the line between doing the impression? Because like yeah, you should probably just should they hire a Mongol? Was it not good enough to get Timothy De La Ghetto, who's Thai, I think, to do a North Korean? What is the limit there?
Yeah, really, Timothy as Khan would have worked if they got him back for that. And I will say this battle is kind of an enigma. It's a meme amongst several people in the fandom, and especially with how they made the Easter Bunny all like that. Funny thing I noticed last year is Trans Visibility Day and Easter had fallen on the same day, and I realized, shit, the ERB Easter Bunny just has the trans flag colors.
Oh, wow, what a coincidence. Why did they match these two?
Oh, there's a lot of speculation on that. So there's like some people say, oh, Genghis Khan had a lot of babies and Easter Bunny lays a lot of eggs, and some people way back then were like, here's a warmonger and this is a peaceful animal or something. Now, really, the more I would say accepted answer is that Peter needed an Easter Bunny matchup. He said he was looking for one for Easter. He saw Genghis Khan, it made him laugh, and the lore was he actually responded to confirm this to me that he was meant to screenshot it, but he couldn't find the comment. It got lost. So he asked a friend to do that, and that's where the screenshot comes from. But
they faked it. They faked the screenshot. Shenanigans. Cool. Alrighty, let's rank this bad boy. I don't know what it is about this one. I don't think it's as good as any of the first tiers, any of these above the sad phase. I will put it in sad phase. I don't know. I can't really explain why. I just don't think it sounds that good.
I will say I think like I'm fine with it.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Capn. I'm breaking your heart right now.
No, I mean honestly, I was gonna say it's a personal. I just genuinely like the way he does the Easter Bunny. I don't necessarily think that makes it a great song.
Yeah.
Overall, so I'm fine with wherever you want to put it.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah. I will say I think like it's funny you got the absurd ones right next to each other, but I do think Khan versus Bunny takes a bit over the edge of Hogan versus Kim.
Really? Okay.
It's kind of can you put it just underneath Hogan versus Kim? Can you kind of put like them next to each other? Would that be okay? Anywho, because you seem like you really don't like it, or do you not care?
I'm not that big a fan of that.
You didn't like it?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. It's your list.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Okay. All right, let's check out the next one. Napoleon versus Napoleon.
Gosh, I can't believe how much of a little bitch you are. When it comes to world leaders, you like literally lower the bar. I'll rip your bones apart, turn your horse into glue. Welcome to the Battle of Waterloo Part 2. I got skills, I'll put you in a half Horatio Nelson. You're the ugliest thing that's ever failed in Russia since Boris Yeltsin. You can keep your french fries, I got tater tots, you know them? Why don't you crawl back in your little shell and escargot the heck home?
How dare you address moi, you adolescent worm? I am French. You're a buck-toothed nerd with a perm. I spit at you hard as a Tina de Llama, smacking your face till your lips swell up like Le Fondas. Doodle up some friends, you gangly freak show, before I toss you over the mountain like the dreams of Uncle Rico. This bastard's about to see how bad the battle can be. After this, your buddy Pedro will be voting for me.
Why don't you freaking exile yourself in your little island and hide? Cause this is a rap roller coaster. You're not even tall enough to ride. I don't even care how many like stupid Russians you killed. Because to me, you're just the emperor of the lollipop guild.
Sacre bleu! T'as eu tête à faire sauter les plaques de gouttes. I'm going to shove your moon boots right up your poop chute. I'll whip you so bad they'll make a virgin meringue. You're the only type of dynamite that's never going to bang.
Also fun. I really much appreciate. I'm a big fan of Napoleon Dynamite. So the first two bars for each of them is just nothing but Napoleon Dynamite references. Put a big smile on my face. And yeah, I think that one's pretty great. Capn, what are your thoughts?
I gotta be honest when I say I like I think the matchup is great. I thought some of the lines are really good. I really don't like the beat, and I feel like it's really slow.
Okay.
Those are my two critiques.
Fair critiques. Bacon, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I haven't seen much mixed thoughts on the beat. I think a lot of people do love that one, how it goes, especially fits Napoleon Bonaparte. It is funny that they got such a time capsule character as Napoleon Dynamite because he really wasn't. Nowadays people either look back fondly at the film or they just don't care much for it. It's like, just kind of whatever. But I do think it's funny that Jared Hess had started with his career with it, and now he went on to do a Minecraft movie. I don't know if many people know that's the same director, but that's really the main kind of cultural impact it has currently, I guess.
Really? That's so interesting.
Mm-hmm. Really, the lore I'd say is that this one it was for a while Lloyd's #1 favorite. He just loves same name matchups. Like he loves Napoleon versus Napoleon. He said he wants to do Conan the Barbarian versus Conan O'Brien, that kind of stuff. So like, I guess it tickles his fancy in a way.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. That's funny. Tiffany Tutro says, "Who hasn't seen Napoleon Dynamite? I need to know who I can't trust." So true. I feel like it's a movie everyone should watch. I love comedy movies. Always a big fan of.
Yeah, for Jared Hess films though, Nacho Libre is definitely my go-to.
I've never been a big fan of that one. I've watched it twice. I don't think it's nearly as close as Napoleon Dynamite. My personal opinion.
Big Nacho Libre guy. I love that movie.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we should go back and watch it with my old eye. Last time I watched it, I was 18. But yeah, I definitely agree with you too, Bacon. I love the beat for that one. Anything holding it back from the top tier for me? I don't know. I think the top two are just way more iconic, I think. So I'll just put it at the bottom of it. Okay, so I had to that one.
I do think there's a couple criticisms I can give. Bonaparte's lines kind of have to go with references to the movie and they don't land as much. Mm-hmm. But then again, Dynamite's is like, a lot of short jokes, but I find them funny at least.
Do you remember what he's saying in French?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's goddamn, you have a face that could blow manhole covers.
Wow, that's pretty unique. Very cool, very cool. All right, coming up next, Billy Mays versus Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin! What it? Billy Mays!
Big Ben Franklin and this shan't be pretty. Let me instruct you how we battle in the city of Philly. You couldn't sell Rick James a bag of crack. You're out of practice. My victory's more certain than death or taxes. Fact is, you're a hack. Whack QVC joke. You peddle soap that cleans bird shit from my window. I'll craft a lyrical coffin and then spit their nails in. Call me Arthur Miller's son, cause it's death of a salesman.
Hi, Billy Mays here with with a special TV offer. Watch me crush this bald, fat, foppish founding father. I'll tame my awesome auger and sow your Quaker oats. I'll shoot your rhymes down like a regimental redcoat. I'm lord of the pitch and leader in home sales. You're just a lumpy pumpkin who invented the mail. Benny's got chitin teeth, but you're in for a shock when I strike you with bolts from my lightning rod cock.
Stop! I protest these intolerable raps. It takes just one easy payment for me to whoop your ass. Cause I'm mint, I'm money, I'm an educated gentleman. So join or die, Bill, cause it's all about the Benjamin.
But wait, there's more!
Is there anyone out there who can finish this battle? Anyone? Anyone?
I can. You follow me, camera guy? Cause it's about to get furious. You're gonna love my nuts until you're bifocal curious. Your boy George chopped down trees. You couldn't break a piece of balsa. Slap chop your face, make a double chin salsa. Your style's so broke, they call you Poor Richard. It's bad enough I gotta see you every time I tip a stripper. Rich against the founding fathers, just too bad. Cause after this, America's gonna lose a dad.
Who won? Who's that?
That's so great that they were able to do both ShamWow and the Billy Mays guy. They were on TV all the goddamn time. You couldn't get away from these two guys. So, and it's also kind of a nice little, you know, nod to Billy Mays and his legacy and whatnot. So very cool that they did all that. And of course, Bill Franklin, I think, Ben Franklin, his raps are pretty good too. What are your thoughts, Capn Quazar?
I thought, I think this one's good. If I was genuinely trying to think of, like, since we've been talking about them, I've been trying to think about the matchups and why I think that they picked them, because I'm like, that is kind of like curious. Some of these are kind of weird matchups. This one does make sense though, because it's like they promoted these different, like, you know, niche inventions, and then Ben Franklin's the inventor. I do think that I preferred Billy Mays and the ShamWow guys lines. Ben Franklin was, I don't know if it's maybe just I don't really like EpicLLOYD's delivery. I like his lines, but sometimes it feels like he's just coming at it a little over the top or something.
Sure. Personally, I agree with you. I just think that Billy Mays and the ShamWow guy, their lines are just more fun. Just in general. Bacon, what do you think?
Well, really for this, I don't know, I feel Ben Franklin's pretty underrated in that case, because I really quite like his lines, and delivery is kind of, you got to remember that Ben Franklin was a pretty big deal back in the day. He was very revered. So him having this type of arrogance to his lines, I think makes it all the better, because that is fitting in his character. As for the matchup itself, it is, I always say that there's a nickname for Ben Franklin, which was the patron saint of advertising. That really seems to be the reason. And Nice Peter is minored or majored in history, so he could already know that type of fact to apply that. Given that if you decide, there's a couple people who also suggested it. They also suggested Billy versus Vince, ShamWow guy. I think they didn't go that route because if it's just those two, I think they knew it could feel a little dated, so that's why they added in a big figure like Ben Franklin. But yeah, that's basically what I'd say. I also think it's funny that Billy Mays has probably like the first really hypocritical line, because he's like, you're just a lumpy pumpkin who invented the mail. But you got to remember, how does he make a living? By selling products through the mail. So I think that's kind of an oversight.
Oh, so true. Funny.
I do want to say that I think that Ben Franklin's costume is probably, like, as we're getting through them, the costumes are getting, like, pretty good. This one is, like, it very much changes the way he looks. It's obviously over the top in, like, a way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the huge belly and stuff, but it looks great. Like, it looks funny. It works really
I
well.
thought you were going to opposite. I thought you were going to criticize it for looking bad, because I thought this one
it's
looks
goofy, but I think it looks funny. I think it works. I don't know.
Okay.
There's just something about it for me that I kind of like.
Yeah, with the ERB style, I think it really fits.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they'd always try to, like, get it as accurate as possible, even because the Billy Mays one looks really good.
It just looks like Billy Mays, honestly.
And then Peter just already looks like Vince.
Yeah.
Because the Ben Franklin, he looks like the Ben Franklin from The Office, who did not look good.
Yeah, he does.
Welcome in, Casey. How you doing? Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Let me just catch really quick. I'm going to jail. I see tomorrow, Joan of Arc versus my An S tier. Oh no. Actually, I don't remember what that one sounds like at all, but we'll get to that one. Sure. Let's rank it. I love the beat for that one. I think that one sounds really cool. I think the vocal performance from both, this sounds kind of not something I'd want to like re-listen to. And that's kind of a big thing for me. I like when the raps sound good. So for that, I think I'll put it above the Kim Jong Hulk Hogan one.
I think that's fair.
I think it could deserve it better, but I won't argue.
No, that's why I think you two can help influence me on how I want to rank these.
See, I agree that I think it could go higher, but I'm also just thinking like there's a lot lined up that maybe. Yeah, that probably works right there. Where you put it.
At the bottom.
Obviously, they're all going to kind of shift a little bit. So
yeah,
like I love 2 out of the 3 rappers. I just think Maze is a weak link.
Gotcha. Yeah. Coming up next, Gandalf versus Dumbledore.
Gandalf! Was it? Dumbledore! Begin!
You shall not pass! I brought fires like shadow fans! Come riddle me this, you bitch! How's your little wand gonna beat my staff? I'll leave mics in flames! Touch my hand off! Touch mine, Dumbledore, and scorch your other hand off! You fool! You got snaked! You're not a real fighter! Death makes you die, it just makes my bright brighter! Your ass is like Gringotts, everyone makes a deposit! We all know you've more than a boggart in your closet!
The prophecy forgot to mention this day when I knocked your ass back to Gandalf the Great. Check your status, they call me headmaster, you're nothing. Nice stab. You compensating for something? I prefer the company of wizards and I'm proud of it. You try to win your battles with 2 fat hobbits. You think your hairy-toned friends are gonna harm me? Wait till they get a taste of Dumbledore's army.
Do not take me for some conjurer of cheap tricks! I don't give a fuck about your Order of Phoenix! I'll tie a new knot in your beard with your wrinkly balls, for I am the one rapper to rule them all!
Your spells are a joke, not funny ones either. Mine's a Moria? Ha! More like mind 'em and see 'em. I'll expecto my patronum on your face, you little snitch. And when I'm finished, I'll apply like it's Quidditch. Whoa!
I forgot how hard they lean into the gay stuff. Did they on purpose leave his beard white, or was that an oversight?
Probably just a bit of oversight. I don't know if maybe it's like a lighting error and they switched out a beard and it just doesn't come off right.
Okay. But yeah, it's funny that this wasn't one of the first ones that they did, but apparently they conceived of this idea a lot sooner. They said they were writing for this one earlier. It's such an obvious such an obvious choice. So it makes sense that these rapping against. I don't think Gandalf's voice sounds very good at all. And even that thing said, I'm not that big a fan of Dumbledore's lines either. But I like their bars. The bars from both of them are pretty funny. Capn and Quazar, what do you think?
I think that they're both difficult characters to like impersonate for sure. I think that's part of it too. So I don't know really. I was trying to pay attention to the lines for that reason because there wasn't like a standout performance necessarily. So I don't know. Let's hear from Bacon.
Oh yeah. So these are kind of their generic old man performances. They were kind of trying to be like powerful because they're the biggest wizards for their franchises. And this was like the first popular matchup they actually went with because all the other ones were kind of like a bit more niche or like random and like they were around but they weren't like they just now got to being big. So this is like highly requested, and I guess as I said before, it was actually like would have been earlier as they were writing it. Now a lot of fans actually do give this a lot of flack because as big as the franchises are, they got a lot of it not really correct or really could have expanded more on it. They didn't try with accents as they did in the first episode. So the costumes still look great though. They just kind of like look a little bland in the presentation for the backgrounds and their rapping.
Yeah, I feel like it's really holding them back. That it is two huge franchises. They should have kept it cooking a little bit longer. I think they should have saved this for season 2. But yeah, and like you guys touched upon, they do not like sound like their characters at all, like in the movies or.
They're kind of interchangeable in a way. Like you could almost like
Yeah.
switch them out, and it would be kind of the same performance from
Definitely.
either side.
Oh
Definitely.
yeah, it could have been Lloyd as Dumbledore, could have been Peter as
Yeah.
you know, kind of similar. And really, I think it's just that they're old men. You can't really do much if
Yeah,
they're
it's hard.
actually old men. Yeah, they have to put on energy to that.
Mhm.
And then I think that it's interesting too, like you were saying, that the idea came sooner, because I feel like you can kind of tell that too in the simplicity of this, because like we've kind of with these last few have gotten into like a bit more complex and like the way that they've like presented them. They had like the broomstick flying away outro like in the end here, but I feel like it's still kind of that. I don't know. It was still kind of simple in the production as well.
Mhm. Definitely. All right, let's rank this one. This one's a big sad face for me, just because I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
I would have wanted it to be a little better. I think I liked it more than Justin Bieber.
Yeah. When we have I'm realizing when we have Palin and Lady Gaga down there, it's kind of like we're not gonna have a lot.
I disagree.
I guess we'll get there at some point.
Yeah,
but it's just
I guarantee there's gonna be some fucking stinkers. Especially after season 3. I have no idea what the fuck happens after season 3, but probably nothing good. This next one, I've only listened to it a few times. I remember I fucking hate this one. we'll just start it off really quick.
I have an
Though,
interesting perspective though.
let me just acknowledge the chatters in here. Esteban says, Alex, the fiction versus the CEO of sexism. He's 6'5", by the way, so true. Alex, why aren't you eating Oreos? How did you know I fucking had Oreos? What's shaking, bacon? Alex, the fiction versus the snake that tempted Eve. Artist for Seuss was my favorite. Where are you driving? Oh, there's. All right, guys, I'm doing my best to acknowledge. Feel free to chat it up. I'll try to acknowledge everyone in between the raps. But for now, Dr. Seuss versus Shakespeare. Oh, you guys see? I already disliked this 14 years ago. Check that out.
Come bite my thumb, I hope you know the stakes. I'll put a slug between your shoulder blades, then ask what light through yonder poser breaks. I have been iambic on that assy bastard. My rhyme's a classic. Your crap is drafted by kindergartner high on acid. Yo, bag, you're an old white soldier boy who has no swag and no gonads. Egads, it's so sad. And to top it off, you're not a doctor. I've never seen a softer author. You crook, you. I bet you wrote the Twilight books too. Would I, could not on a boat. Read any of the boring ass plays you wrote. Even Horton doesn't want to hear you. And Cindy Lou Who is afraid to go near you. You bore people to death. You leave a classroom looking like the enemy Macbeth. I entertain a child at any age. You gotta translate what you said on the opposite page. How you gonna battle with a cat in the hat? Little kids get scared when I step on the mat. Think your ruffleneck ass gonna rap to that? I got a best-selling book about me coming back. I'm switching on my style like the Beatles with my pieces. Each is such a wonder with a plethora of features. You're pathetically predictable. You're thinking doom mining through the trisyllabic meter and some ghetto muppet creatures. The bar is the building, it's a castle and my boss. Better parliament, the positive, I'm killing it. I'm iller than the plague and never caught a cholera of all on some cricket bowler business while you're sitting in the bleachers. You rap fast, you do. Yes, you rap fast, it's true. Now let's see how you rap versus things 1 and 2.
Yo, you may have wrote the script, but now we're running the show. You can take your fancy words and send them back home to your mama. Break a foot off in your ass with a beady pajamas. Then we'll cook you up and eat you with some ham and green eggs. We'll break up in your leg, make no mistake, we in the rain. All does not end well when we bust out a cake. You getting upstage, Bill? Yo, you just got played.
He's an actual rapper, the Shakespeare dude.
Yeah, can I explain this, because this is like one of the reasons I wanted to come in here, because this is the one part that I really know a bit about. That's George Watsky, and the fact you don't like that one I find is really interesting, because so you've never seen. He's actually, the reason he became popular was because he is like I don't want to call him a YouTube rapper, but he was a rapper that got popular on YouTube because his first like blowout video was a video called white kid raps fast. So I think that's why they included the fast rap section. But then also it's just like his first verse also uses like iambic pentameter and he's come on, man, he's doing it was a pretty good song.
I don't care if he's doing a fucking limerick version. It sounds
I will
terrible.
say that,
I think it sounds like shit.
the ending for me killed it. I actually like
that's the worst part.
and
Watsky
and the Cat in the Hat.
The Cat in the Hat.
And
I love the Cat in the
Nice
Hat.
Peter was good, but thing 1 and thing 2 fucking.
Oh, dude, I
ruined
fucking
it.
died. You saw me dying of cringe on the inside. That shit was terrible. And I gotta say, I did not care for the fast rap part like at all either. So this is not. I've never liked this one at all. The dislike for me I still hold strong today. I wish I could dislike it a second time. Bacon, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, damn. I do see some strong feelings sometimes. Some people do get like, man, I hate Seuss versus Shakespeare, or some people like, man, I love that one. It's a classic. Now, I think the matchup is a classic. This might be their perfect matchup that they actually do. Even though we just did Gandalf versus Dumbledore, this one is very on point in bringing those two together.
Yeah.
I think how they stage it is a classic, like the format of bringing in the Cat in the Hat. People point out Dr. Seuss didn't actually, he had throat cancer, so he couldn't really talk much. He didn't give much appearances.
Interesting.
So I think it's creative that they have him just do the creations for the rappers instead. But I do think they could have done more with the Cat in the Hat costume, because you can still see Nice Peter sideburns and all that. Now for Watsky, as Captain Quazar had said, he is. I will say, actually, it was Pale Kid Raps Fest, but he is very much. He's known for his fast rap, yeah, and they bring him in each time because they want him to do the.
I think I'm thinking of the Mac Lethal version, because Mac Lethal then did a.
Yeah, Mac Lethal did a response. He's like.
I think his was White Kids, right? Yeah, right. Yeah.
Now, as for this though, no, you're right. The things really don't have any. Like, I don't hate them, but it's very funny that they put them in a high-pitched voice when in the cartoon the things have a low-pitched voice. They could have like had Lloyd do a normal rap, or even lower the pitch if they wanted to, and it'd be more accurate. But yeah, no, they really do kind of throw things off the rails. And if a lot of people do kind of have the this resentment to like, Watsky's rapping fast, but he's not really saying much. Yeah, I do kind of get that. I do think the first verse of his was much better for going at it at Dr. Seuss disses. And one more thing I will say on this. Dr. Seuss's wife killed herself because he was cheating on her. That is such a Shakespearean thing that he could have brought up, and they just didn't. I wish they did.
That would be brutal. Yeah, it's very cool to like the mention stuff that they could have used. That's interesting. I think.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of that.
I'm very much appreciating all the lore you're dropping. Like, this is fascinating because I've known about these for years and not know any about this deep ass lore stuff. That's crazy. But I'm glad to know that the fandom for the most part fucking hates it's things 1 and 2. I feel even more validated about my dislike than ever. I fucking hated all that. So let's rank this one. I want to put this one in Love Sabra. The things, if it wasn't for things 1 and 2, I'd put it in Anywho, but they're just really fucked up the vibe.
It's your system.
I do appreciate all the things that Bacon said to all the creativity, all the other thought that went into it, but the things that matter to me the most is mostly how it sounds and the lyricism.
I mean, the backgrounds look great, at least.
It looks fantastic, absolutely.
I just don't see. I mean, I get it. I think that I understand. There's basically the 2 verses that you don't like, and I think that it's funny because this is like, not necessarily like a whole lot longer, but I feel like just a tad bit longer than a few of the previous ones, and I guess not really.
You know what, you sold me. Like, I do actually like the Dr. Seuss first line a lot. I think that one slaps. I mean,
I think Cat in the Hat's verse.
Cat Hat.
The Cat in the Hat's verse is good, and I understand not liking the fast rap verse. I do think that they just added it because it was like his niche, you know what I mean, for the time. So I think that made sense.
Okay.
Sorry to keep trying to sell it.
Yeah, it's like over a year before Eminem released Rap God. This is what people were munching on.
Gotcha. Yeah. Really quick, Alex Eviction versus the Monster Under the Bed. So true. That's crazy. Mooney, get his ass, Capn. What are the people disagreeing with me? My takes? What the heck? Vanilla. Alex dislike because the thing. Alrighty, coming up next here. I have a very funny anecdote about the Mr. Rogers versus Mr. T one. That I'm wondering if even you know about this one, Bacon, but we'll get into it.
All right.
Mr. T versus
I pity the fool who tries to step the club a lane. Call me B.A. Biceps, cause I crush a whole gang. Bring Tuesday, Friday, and little Charlie the train. And watch me dip their ass in gold and wear them like my neck chain, sucker. I choke you with your own sweater sleeves. You couldn't even beat me in the land of make-believe. I will Mr. T-bag you in the closest cemetery. Nobody's gonna miss you, cause all your friends imaginary.
Hi there, neighbor. I hope you don't mind if I change my shoes. I'll be rocking sneakers till this battle's over, so I don't get blood from your ugly face on my panty loafers. I like you just the way you are, 1 in a million. But it looks like the barber gave your head a Brazilian. I pity your neck, Mr. Gold Chains, you got too many. The only gold I keep is on the shelf in my Emmys. I teach a whole world full of children, I can tell. You call yourself T, cause you're too dumb to spell.
Who you call a dumb fool? Mr. T only needs 1 letter. Hello? It's for you. Bill Cosby wants his sweater. You're a 40-year-old version in a dumpy-ass house. I get Hannibal, Murdoch, hand-faced to stomp you out. The only pussycat you ever seen is on Henrietta, sucker. And your Mr. McFeely delivers a lot more than letters. So before you come to battle with your PBS crap, how about I call up CPS about them kids on your lap, fool?
Watch what you say. Kids love me more than lunch. I'm not the one with my face on some whack-ass Captain Crunch. When my plan comes together, you won't even see it coming. I'll chop you into 4 black dudes and I'll remake Cool Runnings. I'll say this once, Lawrence. I hope it's understood. Get right back in your van. Get the fuck out of my neighborhood.
All right, so very interesting. I'm sure we can have a lot of interesting things to say about this one. Really quick, I gotta show you guys the reason this one lives rent-free in my head. There was a video on this Reddit called,
I know what you're talking about.
It's on Crazy Fucking Videos, that subreddit. There's this kid on a bus. He's rapping the Mr. T versus Mr. Rogers song in public. And there's a guy on the bus who's getting upset at him, like, hey, if you don't start rapping this, I'm gonna cut you. And there's a jump cut, and then the kid who was rapping the song is crying with a cut on his neck for rapping this song.
I've never seen that. That's amazing. Not amazing. That's crazy.
It is so crazy. He was so into this song, and I'm like, oh man, that could have been me, because like I would rap or sing stupid ass songs in public when I was a kid. So,
yeah, that was from a couple of years ago. I will say it's not really confirmed if it was real. I also try to look into like any news about it. Maybe it's not worth newsworthy for that to pull up. But yeah, no, I don't know if it was maybe actually real, because you would think there's video footage of him getting stabbed or something.
Yeah, you would. The video seemed real. It's so real to me. Like,
yeah, I can't confirm.
I would like to know if we could figure out if that one's real or not. I've been thinking about that kid for so long. I'm like, man, his whole fucking he just ruined his whole couple years because of that moment. For being just a huge fan of epic rap battles of history. Anyways,
you had to deal with a real battle.
Yeah, so true. I don't like the racial component to Mr. Rogers' raps. I'm not a big fan of those. But beyond that, I love the beat. I love Mr. T's raps. I love that Mr. Rogers is in it. I love his first verse, and I think it's pretty solid rap.
Mr. Rogers would never make racist comments. He helped end the stigma of having black people at swimming pools.
He did, which isn't, it sounds racist though the way he says it at the end there, doesn't it?
What are you talking? He's talking about the A-Team. Saying getting the A-Team banned and get the fuck out of my neighborhood. It's his neighborhood. That's his block.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, but yeah, Bacon, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so for this, I do recall also, from previously on Seuss versus Shakespeare, I also remember when I had started getting into ERB, the website was completely different from what it is now, but it seemed like it was them directly updating it with some news. So I remember they did show that Watsky is going to be in the next one. I thought it was going to be like the actual next one, which was Napoleon versus Napoleon, but he wasn't that. He was in, he played Shakespeare. Then they said Daystorm is going to be in the next one. I didn't know Daystorm, but yeah, no, he is pretty big from that scene way back then. And as for him playing Mr. T, it's kind of like left field, but Mr. T was sort of like a Chuck Norris figure in the internet back then, so it does make sense that they would want to use him. And with Mr. Rogers, it's like Misters, but they're like really contrasting. They're TV stars, but they also are they're role models because Mr. T did those PSA announcements, I recall.
Yeah.
So there's that for the connection. And now as for the Mr. Rogers part, I did remember seeing him in the as the matchup, and I'm like, I know Mr. T, I don't know Mr. Rogers. I just figured he was like some host of something, and he was. But no, Mr. Rogers is like, if you make a morality list of everyone in ERB, Mr. Rogers is right at the top. Like he was. It's great that we had someone like him. So it's like, you can never say anything bad about Mr. Rogers. Now in this battle, he did kind of had a weird character to him, which I think adds to the comedy. That's why I really like this battle.
Yeah.
It's Mr. Rogers a bit out of character, but it's enough that it does feel like it's a good parody to like make him randomly start like saying things about Mr. T, like insulting him in his hair and that he's not that special, all that.
Definitely. I love that analysis. And yeah, morality, Miss Rogers, top. D-Storm is such an interesting YouTube personality because he's just been around, and I don't think his fame or success reflects that at all. Isn't that?
I literally know him from he did a series where he went to a parkour gym and was like learning to do different like parkour moves. That's literally what I know him from. I know he did different like vlogs and he's done a lot of different stuff.
He's just been around. There's this really obscure music video that I go back to. He was the filmer. He was in Ray William Johnson, Your Favorite Martian song. He was one of the vocals on there, and there's tons and tons of other things he's done. He has like one of the most.
He ran in the same circles as Timothy DeLaGhetto, so it kind of makes sense. I feel like they were kind of all. I mean, it's that early YouTube kind of time where everybody seemed to know each other.
He's just done a lot.
Oh yeah.
In terms of the rapping, it's hard to judge this one because they're both so different. And their styles and how they approach the raps. I think they're both good. I both like their lines a lot too. My bias wants me to pick Mr. Rogers, but Mr. T's lines are really good too. I don't know which way I would lean for that one. What do you guys think?
With the line, it looks like the barber gave your head a Brazilian. I gotta go with Mr. Rogers. That was a heavy hitting bar.
Yeah, I would agree that I give the edge to Mr. Rogers, but Mr. T had some pretty great jokes. Really, yeah, as you said about Daystorm, he kind of deserves more. I'd say he also deserves to return for ERB. He has like a lot of potential roles he could get.
Alrighty, yeah, I'll give it to Mr. I don't have any complaints about that one. I'll put it. I like it a little more than Billy Mays one. Put it in right there.
I think that's fair.
And yeah, if someone could if someone in here has any knowledge on that crazy fucking video of that kid getting stabbed for singing this song in public, I'd love to learn more about it. Talk about the allegations, Alec. All right, what are you guys talking about? Alejandro, the legend, so true. Alejandro can see John Cena. That's right. Gonna get your chip in due time, Haley. Oh yeah, they want me to see me. Yeah, I've been a little lagging it. I hit 5,000 subscribers a few weeks ago, and I am due for doing my 5,000 subscriber special. That's coming up, you guys. Sorry, I just need to make some time to do that. Every member past 500 chip. No, it's not, Haley. Chips coming soon, guys. I'll try to do it. Probably a week or two. Ready. Oh, Jules is outing me. Bro keeps Rice Krispie treats in his suitcase. That's true. Coming up next, Christopher Columbus versus Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk! Forward! Christopher Columbus! Begin!
Arrivederci, I'm gonna leave before this battle begins. Cause we both know in the end which of these captains gonna win. I'll show you how a real explorer handles a situation. I'll beat you so bad they'll feel it in the next generation. So bring it on, I'll rip you like a Klingon. My rhymes will burrow in your ears like the wrath of Khan. I got a neck chopper spark, I'll put my sword through Sulu. Check into a Priceline hotel, watch your fat ass on Hulu.
I'm the enterprising Captain James Tiberius Kirk, representing Riverside, Iowa, planet Earth. I hear you call yourself an explorer, but I'm just not having it. You discovered a new world that was already inhabited. Why don't you boldly go someplace you've never gone before, like India? Or any destination you've actually set sail for. You spaghetti-eating fuck! How's your spice rack doing? I'll be chilling in my spaceship. Have fun canoeing.
You know, rapping against you, it's not even a fun. It's like somebody setting your brains on stun. I am the fabric of history. You are a fictional stain. I'll stick a flag up your ass and declaim you for Spain.
Mr. Spock, beam me back to 1492 so I can beat this man like it's my job. We'll see how Isabella likes my captain's law. It's Kobayashi for you. There's no way you could win when your weak crew sees me approaching. They'll be like, damn it, it's Jim. I'll double fist punch you, flame making bitch. Now, take your genocidal ass off of my breath.
That's how they end. This is like the one I've listened the least. I think I just and for good reason.
Yeah, I was about to say for good reason.
I also thought of for good reason at the same time you did. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, this like does not exist in my memory at all. I'm like, fuck, that was just bad from start to finish.
They didn't even bother with the background on Columbus.
It's just in a black.
Yeah.
They're like, they just gotta turn one on. Like, I gotta release
it's
one.
Funny. It's even more funny because if you flipped those backgrounds, it would make more sense because then like you could be like, Kirk's in space and like you just kind of vaguely. But yeah, that makes me. That's
It looks kind of like a beach too. Yeah.
Yeah, just something. But I think I feel like Lloyd just wanted to do his Kirk impression, his Captain Kirk impression. Like it's all it seems like.
Yeah, I guess like I'm just at a loss for words. Like I don't even know where to begin. Why that one sucked.
I didn't really like Christopher Columbus's part, and so I was like, okay, let's hear how Captain Kirk sounds. I was like, damn.
What's the significance to why Christopher Columbus started the way he started? Like he starts with a line, then he just there's a break in the song. Is there a significance to why he said it the way he did?
Really, I have no clue on it. I probably would just say they may have known that this one was like lacking in much, so they're like, "Hey, let's change it up a little. Let's have him go out."
Really?
And come
Oh
back to
no, that's the worst reason to do that.
I'm just
Damn.
speculating on it. I don't have a confirmation on it. I'd love to ask, but no, this is also to me the first time I was disappointed by an ERB. I'm like, man, that's it. And this was out for Columbus Day that year, but they could, like, this is a good matchup too. It's Columbus and
Yeah, the
Captain
matchup
Kirk,
makes sense.
opposite sides of the moral spectrum. They discovered new lands and all that. They didn't do much with it. It's only at the end where Kirk like starts calling it out for genocide. It's a little too late for that though.
So
yeah, that's how I felt too. It's like it kind of and that's how I felt. I was like, why is he just doing a Kirk impression the whole time?
Yeah,
and then end
it
it with
way
a couple
too hard
lines.
into it. I was gonna say like if it was like a few, like if it was like one line, or just the opening line where he did the impression, I would have been much more happy because it was weird. Like it was like 90% was the impression, and it was weird when he wasn't doing the impression.
It wasn't, yeah, because it wasn't on beat or anything either. Like I think he was trying to do it like on beat, but it wasn't.
Well,
that one goes pretty low for me, I feel like.
Dude, yeah, I think that's even worse than the fucking Sarah Palin one. That's how offended I am. It sounded. Bronco with the $5. Who won? You decide. Captain Columbus versus Captain Kirk. So true. I'm late. Jarhead, welcome in with the 1 month membership. Also, Haley, I saw yours earlier. Thank you so much for the 4 month membership. Really appreciate it. The chatters fucking hate this one too. Song is growing on me. Haley, no! Take me away from this. It burns. I don't remember this one. Worst William Shatner voice ever. Damn, you guys are brutal as hell. It's Jarhead also. Welcome so much. Let's rank this one. Yeah, because music-wise, there's at least something to appreciate with the Sarah Palin, Lady Gaga one. The Lady Gaga verses are good. I think they're good. There's nothing good about this one.
Because those are basically how he felt, though, is that one side of it was all right, and then the other half was complete garbage. We didn't like the Captain Kirk or the Sarah Palin. And again, it's not that I like the setting. It's weird too, because some of the other ones I would prefer, like the production of these, like with the backgrounds and certain stuff. Like there's certain things I like about it over others. But yeah, as a song, it's just no.
Definitely. And like, I wasn't even paying attention to the beat, but the beat they were playing was definitely unmemorable too. I had no thoughts on that. Very basic, boring ass beat that they chose. All right, let's quickly move along that one. Unless you have any other lore to drop for us, Bacon, on that one.
Really, no. I just want to say Captain Kirk was really doing the most basic disses on it. They weren't being too creative. So
they were very
they
basic
could
too.
do better.
Yeah.
And it's Captain Kirk. It's like he's one of the heroes of fiction, but yeah, they didn't do him justice.
Fantastic. All right. We have to end the season 1. Nice Peter versus EpicLLOYD. Thank you so much for joining us so far, everyone. As we could wrap it up here.
Nice Peter versus EpicLLOYD. Begin.
This is one vid kid that you won't ever survive. I'll beat you, dislike you, then unsubscribe. You'll be good at rapping someday, I promise, bro. But for now, just stick to editing that gay-ass Monday show. I'll slaughter your watercolor unicorns, eat them for breakfast. Then leak to YouTube, your middle name is Alexis. I can tell you're scared, just from the body language I'm reading. You should start leaving. Look, your hairline's already retreating. Nice, Peter. Who's that? No one gives two shits. Everyone knows your page is just a place that rap battles live. Dude, you're really huge on YouTube. You got a great career. But remember, you got famous off of my idea.
The battles were your idea to start with, that's no lie. But I'm the one who had the brains to let a midget play the bad guy.
No.
Look at you. Let me just tell you what I see. You're a short little sidekick. I'll call you Mini-Me. I drew a mustache on your face and you played a mean Hitler. Take the mustache away, you look more like Bette Midler. You big tooth, choppy face, horse-looking prick. You and Bill O'Reilly can both suck my dick.
You're taller than I am, but you look up to me. The guy who got you your first job in comedy.
I wrote your best verses for you, let you scream on the chorus. You got as much music talent as Chuck fucking Norris.
You, a musician? Man, that's kind of stretching. You wrote 87 songs with the same chord progression.
You look like a thumb. Where'd you even come from? It's like a battle rapping, a fat version of Gollum.
I'm gonna knock you right out of your little Superman socks. You were nothing before you rode up on Capn G's jock.
Man, you don't even have to say that kind of shit. Fuck the rap battles and you. I quit.
We can just end it right there, right?
Capn G actually comes in.
Yeah. And then just chit chat.
I don't remember this one at all. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was very underwhelmed when this one came out. The references I thought were weird, and I don't think they deserved to do a webisode kind of rap at this point. Well, it felt like it was just too early for them to do this. And also, I thought the bars for EpicLLOYD were goofy because it's on Nice Peter's channel, man. Acting like you own any of it. But yeah, that's just yeah, I feel very, very, very middling towards everything that was going on in here. Yeah, whatever. Was not excited. Was not too offended. Very, very much not happy about the M word yet again. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts?
Haley said the hat commands respect. I think she might be talking about Lloyd's hat in it.
Oh, the Lloyd's hat.
It does demand respect. I honestly don't have an opinion on this one.
Yeah, it's funny how you, I don't have too much to say about it. It's just whatever.
I mean, genuinely, I think that they're, like you were saying, I don't think that they had established themselves. It's like you are known because of the characters that you're playing and stuff. We don't know you that much. Mm-hmm. Like, we know you guys were doing stuff prior, and there was definitely a fan base that was growing and kind of learning about that type of stuff. But it's like they didn't necessarily have like the wide appeal to be able to draw in people to care about who they were other than Hitler and Abraham Lincoln.
No, definitely. I'm all like, when it first came out, like, who the fuck is this EpicLLOYD guy? I remember watching, like, who the heck are you? Bacon, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, as you guys are saying, like, even me being like biggest fan of ERB and all, this came out, I'm like, yeah, okay, it's Peter versus Lloyd. And it was kind of suggested, it was around in the comments I saw, but it also was like, there's not much to pull from. And I'm like, people look back nowadays, like realizing, oh yeah, these type of ideas, like YouTuber versus YouTuber, you can't really do too much out of it in the long run. And yeah, it really shows with this. Of course, they still do the sequel, but you know, that's besides the point. This is really just to jumpstart their ERB channel, because it's not on Nice Peter's channel now. So, but as you said, yeah, it is weird with Lloyd making certain lines, but it's also like he's not really the face of the channel at that point. He's kind of like shown to be second in command. I do think it's funny that Nice Peter relied so much on short jokes, like, you know, Napoleon versus Napoleon, or even like the Drake versus Kendrick beef. There were so many short jokes with that. So I don't know why they kind of think it could really work. Like, it's just his height. It doesn't matter too much, but no, it kind of just shows that Lloyd was at least a competent rapper for this, and Peter doesn't really know much of what to write against him.
Interesting. Yeah, no pun I was damn, I fucked up the joke, but I was gonna say the short jokes are low hanging fruit. No pun intended.
You really just said no pun intended.
Yeah. Fuck that one up. That's embarrassing. Esteban says they originally offered Alejandro the role of Capn. They turned it down, so an up-and-coming YouTuber and get the clout. What a guy! So
you could be Capn.
I get. He does kind of look like me. That's right. I'm so sick of this genre of man. Alex, you trying to battle, or you battle me, or are you scared? Haley, okay, on site, Haley. I've told you this many times. You're fucking done in this community, Haley. Alrighty, let's rank this one. I have like no feelings general for Mitch. I'll put it in sad face. I'll put it above Justin. No, actually, I like some of the bars better in that one.
I think they're at least memorable. I do feel like theirs doesn't really have even a lot to look back on.
Yeah.
Like, at least even if you hate these, like you hate the Dr. Seuss and Shakespeare one, but at least you remember hating it.
I do.
It's like this one's just kind of boring and not a whole lot. So.
I was coming into the Dr. Seuss one. I was coming into that one, but like, I fucking hate this one. I know I'm gonna hate this one. I think it's hard stylistically because like it's hard to, because you can, like, you know, most of these other ones you can have some style to it based off of the characters or the movies or the franchises. You can't do that at all with just two YouTubers.
You can just make short jokes.
It's just gonna end up sounding and looking generic as heck. That's what it was. All right, we're in season 2 now. Let's go. I'm a curb stomp you. Oh God, that's scary as hell, Haley. All right, Hitler versus Vader 2.
They keep using Stephen Hawking.
Right. I gotta say, it's funny that this is the one they did a sequel of. They totally forgot about their first battle.
Now stand up and ride. I only thought you out so I could beat your ass a second time. Roar like Chewbacca, the voice of Mufasa. I'm on the leader of your Olympic Quazar. I strike back hard against a Nazi. Brain toss your ass in the air. Yahtzee. Ask Indiana Jones who the fuck I am. I spit sick shit so focused I break your concentration camp. I'm a certified Sith Lord, you runt, so suck on these.
These what, sir?
These robot nuts. I'm gonna enjoy watching you die, so let me do it with my foot.
You look stressed, Vader. You appear to Yeah, take that! What's the matter? Where is the DJ? Why are you laughing?
Because you're standing over the rank orbit.
Man, that beat was so goddamn hard. I like that one a lot. What a great way to, and what a smart choice to do this one to kick off season 2. You can already tell by the way they are writing this one. It's a good signs of things to come for season. They're playing around with the music a little more. They totally changed the formula. It was just one verse versus one verse. So you know, that we'll see more in some of these later ones. But yeah, what do you guys think?
I think it kind of is I don't want to say it's more of the same because that makes it sound bad, but in a good way, it's like, you know, just kind of a continuation of the first one, which I do think kind of sets the stage for what is to come.
Bacon, what do you think?
Yeah, I watched this one when it came out, and I'm like, ERB is solidified as one of the greats of YouTube. So I was so hype seeing it. I was like just watching it all day. And I actually saw that Peter and Lloyd had, during the time it had come out, they said that this was their favorite. And of course, later on, they could, you know, one up themselves. But, you know, really shows that they were really putting it all in. Even if it was just one verse and one verse, it was like they really knew what they were cooking here. Now, I will say a funny little thing that just came to my mind is a possible lore reason, you know, maybe a headcanon. So Vader is the one rescuing Hitler here, where he's dressed up and doing that. I don't know why he did that. It's also funny because he's dressed up as the, you know, Star Wars character where Leia was, you know, in costume, but he has like a mask over his mask. Like it doesn't, it doesn't make sense. But I'm realizing I don't know why he went through all that effort, but he also just like unfroze Hitler just to have him on the Rancor pit. What if he was just like doing a plan where he's gonna actually kill Hitler, but he wants to do it in a fun way? So he's like, okay, I got another rap verse to do. I'm gonna come up with one and cook him right on the spot. But Hitler was doing that whole meme of like, when you think of a better insult, when you get in the shower of what you could have said in your argument or whatever. So that's why his verse was so much better, because he was like, he had so much time to think of something better. He's like, damn, I should have said that the first time.
That is some fun, like, that's just your own personal headcanon lore, right?
Yeah.
That's fun, yeah. I could totally see that happening. And his verses were great. And also he was the first one to do the verse, unlike the other rap battle where it was Hitler that did the verse at the start of the song. But it's also another thing that's fun that they kind of switch things around a little bit. My only complaint is that I wanted it more. I wanted this one to be finished. Like it just feels incomplete. That's my only complaint.
True.
Yeah, for all that being said, I will put it I like it. I almost wanted to put it at the top tier. Almost. I'll put it at the top.
I think it's an improvement over the first one.
Really? Well, in terms of like production and sound and rapping and bars, that all sounds, yeah, I can see it coming from that. But as a whole package, I think the first one still stands a little bit better, honestly.
Yeah, and plus because it's a sequel to, like, it's like it's not necessarily like they were looking for a cash grab, but like they know what works, so it's going. You know, it's going to be good.
Yeah,
like going into it.
Someone's going. Good night. Yeah, it's 2:17. That's why you're going. Good night. Why are you going to bed in the middle of the day?
Sweet dreams.
Anyways, thank you so much for joining us. Haley's going. Haley's going to bed. Haley, thank you so much. Good night, Haley. Thank you so much. We got we got $7,500 donation.
Whoa.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Industry on HBO was what a fantastic series. Oh, for $7,500, I'll check that out. Oh, it converts it on the on OBS. Cool. Thank you so much. One says, did we ever get Ethan Klein versus Soflo Antonio?
Destiny versus the Sun.
Yeah, we got that. What else? I was anything bad? All caught up. Dude, coming up next is one of my favorites. We have Master Chief versus Leonidas.
Master Chief! What's it? Let's start this! Show this petty up and so who's the hardest? The biggest mistake that you've ever made. I'll toss you like a frag grenade. I'll stomp you in the face with my sandals and rage, and tonight we shall ride in the shade. You puny fans of fat nerds on computer, jerking up the games, giving themselves first-person shooters. Your armor's hard, but my abs are harder. You're in my hood now, chief. This is Sparta! Not so fast. Cortana says you're Greek, so why don't you stick these lyrics up your ass? Stipple the monument to my sins. You're the soldier that needs you to be. Ain't no way that you could beat me. Even my initials spell MC. While you and your companions were all camping in a canyon, took a camping to your house and killed your queen, my plasma cannon. They should have thrown your rhymes over the cliff because they're sickly. You will not enjoy this, but it will be over quickly. I've been better battles with my 6-year-old son. I don't need firepower when I'm rocking these guns. I'm Kane. You sleep in a freezer in outer space. I look you in the eyes. We get too much of a bitch to show your face. You got a bad case of no shirt there, Fabio Flintstone. Your whole plan got messed up by a hunchback with Down syndrome. 300 asses need a kicking. Get more teabags and Lipton. So watch and quit your bitching. My trigger fingers itching.
Damn. Now that's such a good beat. Jesus Christ. This is what Ray William Johnson was trying to make with his Your Favorite Mars and stuff. It just sounds so clean, and the vocals from Master Chief, like, I don't know nothing about Halo, but watching him in that costume makes me want to become a Halo fan. It just looks, it's perfect. The production value, even in the background, is just so elevated to compare to what we were looking at for season 1. And Leonidas, his vocals are fine, but Master Chief, whenever he's on the screen, they really kick up the instrumental for him, which is just not fair at all for Leonidas. But it just sounds fantastic. Capn Quazar, what do you think?
Well, someone said it in chat. Japaro. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm saying that wrong. Jesse Wellens as Leonidas might be the perfect casting in any ERB, and I think that it honestly is a really good casting too.
It looks very good.
And I feel like with that in like opposite the Master Chief costume definitely works really well too, because it even more so just like brings that level of like really like immersion. I liked it a lot. I don't know who I think won. I'd say Master Chief maybe. That's mine. But
Bacon. Oh, really quick. Thank you for the $4,400 from Green Paper 5743. Oh my God! Thank you so much. Bacon, what did you think?
Yeah, really, I agree with you on the production, because this just blew my mind back then too. Just how it looks. Even just Leonidas, as you know, Jape said, it's very accurate. Like, even if Leonidas in the movie isn't like, you know, the actual historical version they're trying to portray, but he looks just like Gerard Butler in 300. And speaking of the movie, it's like, if you also look, the background shots of the Spartan soldiers where they're doing the Zack Snyder slow-mo, like that is an amazing attention to detail as well.
Absolutely. It looks fucking amazing. Really good attention to detail. They really put some love into this one. So. Yeah, this one, I actually, unironically, I just like listening to this one a lot. This one's in the top tier for sure. I'll put it right behind Hitler.
Yeah, and I think really it may be counted as the last one where they do battles this short afterwards. Well, besides maybe Doc Brown versus
No.
Who,
I was thinking the same thing too, because in my memory, I thought this was the shortest one. Then look at the next one, it's 1 minute 46 seconds.
Yeah, sometimes they move around the credits for like length of time.
Yeah. Oh, the credits. Yeah. Any other lore from you, Bacon, for this one before
No, really, just I agree with you on the how Master Chief looks. It also is like they gave a lot to, like, this is gonna contrast with the next one, but they gave a lot to try to make it feel like it's an actual like Halo battle with what they could use. It's still limited, you'd say, like, you know, from looking at it now, but I still say it's the best like video game franchise representation that they have in the series.
The costume's so sick. I want this. I'm not a Halo fan. I want to wear this. It looks so cool. And, you know, I didn't think they could top this, but the next one I fucking love even more, I think. Let's check it out.
We're the Wright brothers, and there can be no other. We don't want to cause trouble. Are you
your biplane and make out with each other.
Look at these two. Their lives must have been horrible.
Two dorky dudes.
Named Wilbur and Norris.
You spend all your time on one machine? If you wanted to fly, you should have just eaten this leaf.
You should eat something anyway. Look at you, so skinny.
You might fly like a hawk.
Would you fight like a kitty?
We don't need to fight. We're the fathers of flight, representing North Carolina. Alright, we'll be pressing all your buttons like we're the controller. Conquer every level of your 2D scroller. You talk a lot of trash, but let me tell you something. We're gonna beat you so fast, it's like we're holding down the B
You're
button.
saving up an 8-bit fist.
Made to order.
We're gonna knock you off the back of your own stupid quarters.
Like Bow. How you like me now?
Spit flames out of mouths like a name was Bowser. You get pummeled. You wish you never stumbled out your little wind tunnel.
We've been dropping my bombs since we started this song.
Sorry, Wright brothers. This time you chose wrong.
God, there's so much to appreciate about that one. The first thing that really comes to mind is that they're able to do like impersonations and like kind of accents, and it sounds good. And
Yeah.
they have this interesting filter with the Wright brothers, both like visually and audibly. It sounds interesting. And yeah, the costumes are great. I'm a big fan of the Mario Brothers series.
I like that they had to scale it properly because Rhett and Link are so tall, so they made them the same height in the end. But you can kind of tell just a little bit.
I didn't even mention that's Rhett and Link doing. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, honestly, I really like the duo battles. Like that's something that I've like kind of, or like the group battles. You know, when they have multiple people.
Yeah.
It just adds like an extra element to it where they can kind of play off of each other. That isn't just that back and forth, a dynamic. So I don't know. I think that this one works really well, especially like in this lineup as the second season is going.
Yeah, season 2 was so innovative. They're just putting all these fun ideas together, and it's very short and sweet. Did not overstay its welcome. They got the fun bars in. They kept the good beat ins. So yeah, it's just fantastic. Bacon, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, for this one, I do think musically it has a great sound to it. So I quite like that, how they're, Rhett and Link, it also sounds great in unison. As you said, with their filters, it really just works for Wright brothers. But I think what it really falters is that Wright brothers kind of are a bit of like, they are known to history, but their whole story isn't too known. Like they mentioned, they used to fly in balloons, but you can only do so much with them. In comparison, the Mario Brothers have so much, but I think they could have really applied more to it. Like they really went all in on research for Halo with Master Chief, but I think they kind of just were like, oh, Mario Bros are known enough. I think by osmosis or something, we just can apply whatever to them, like mention the bob-ombs and all that. But I think they didn't do enough on it. I just think in a different season, it would have been better to get actual Mario Bros feel to it.
Yeah, that's totally fair. But to be fair, like Mario Brothers is such a surface level, like everyone fucking knows, at least to some capacity, the Mario Brothers a little bit. So I get why they went surface level with the references.
And that's probably why it's so short too, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, back then it was like Nintendo videos were really popping off, so they really capitalized on that with video game battles back to back. And also Charlie Day, who voices Luigi in the Mario Bros movie, had watched this on the Fine Brothers channel, so he may have been inspired indirectly or subconsciously.
Fantastic. That's incredible. All right, so obviously I'm gonna rate this one very high, but how high am I gonna rate it? Is it better than? It's gotta be better than that one.
I'd say I still prefer Master Chief vs. Leonidas, honestly.
Yeah, I go back and forth on those two also.
I used to back then, but then I felt like Master Chief vs. Leonidas like aged better for me.
I think personally, I think this is where I think rank these. All fantastic and all could easily be swapped around. That's where I'll be leaving. Wow. Coming up next, Michael Jackson versus Elvis Presley. Let me just check out the chats. The chat was loving that one. I have not seen the chat pop off for you as much as that one yet. Green Paper, thank you so much for coming. A member of the supporter. Alex the Fiction versus Imperial Japan. Oh, they say I'm a shield. I'm a shield for Korea. If it's South Korea, then hell yeah, I'll shield all day for the South. Alejandro was one of the 300 soldiers. So true, King. Alrighty. Check it out.
a two for your clothes, three for your family, and a four for your nose. You better surrender talking about them ABCs, cause all you wanna do is teach kids the birds and the bees. This is the big time jackalope dress rehearsal. Light you up like your hair in a Pepsi commercial. I can tell you're angry, but I can't comprehend it. I stole from black culture, why are you offended? Your daddy beat gold records out of you like alchemy. Don't make me spank you and dangle your ass off a roof balcony.
Ooh, it's about time for a thriller. Didn't lose any chocolate, I just added vanilla. I'm going off the wall, I won't stop till I get enough. Whooping your big fat ass with my sonic glove. How you gonna talk about the birds and bees when you met your own wife when she was only 14? And you made $1, she came to me. I took her to my Neverland ranch to TV. You should've stayed in the army, dude. Come on, even Tina looks better than you. I'm singing, you're singing, don't be cool. There's only one crown, baby, let the one king rule.
You're a creeper, dude. You like to grab your own winger. I wanna let you marry my daughter cause I knew you'd never bang her. You think you're tough? Man, you look like Tootie. I was badder than you in my Blue Hawaii movie. You lost your damn mom, that's why they cast you in the whiz. You're like a sad white woman who never got to be a kid. I'm out before you try to hold me and free your Willy. Later, weirdo. Elvis is leaving the building.
Damn, that one's so crazy. The bars are insane. Like there's no, I don't think there's a bad line in there. I also really like how they're playing with the different eras. The impersonations are so crazy too, and I like how they incorporate, you know, the artists' musical elements in their deliveries too, which is super cool. And I thought they did a really good job, especially Michael Jackson. Jesus Christ, that was great.
Yeah, the kid Michael. I'm trying to young Michael's Bentley Green.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about him.
Looks like he hasn't done a whole lot.
I wonder how he got the role. Maybe it was just
he might have just been an actor, maybe.
Yeah.
Hired him for the role, maybe. Do you know Bacon?
Yeah, I
You have any
actually
info?
recall that. So for Bentley Green, he was doing his, despite being a kid, he was doing his rap videos, and I think it was Lloyd that stumbled on it and decided, hey, he's really great for a performer. He could actually be our child actor. We were looking for MJ. I think that's how he explained it. So they actually flew him over there to perform, and to this day, I still think he's one of the best guest stars, despite that, age difference between him and Peter and Lloyd performing. I think he really holds his own. I will say this battle could really just be my number one all-timer. Like, it's so magnificent. What I said for Hitler versus Vader 2 that day, where I was like hyping it up, just in love with it, multiply that and apply it to this battle, because it is really just a perfect one. For how they're hitting each other. In fact, it's like the only double rebuttal where, Elvis starts with like, I wanted to teach kids about the birds and the bees. And then Michael Jackson goes back with like, he met his own wife when he was only 14, and that he took his Elvis's daughter, and then took her to my Neverland Ranch to hee hee. That's probably my favorite joke that they ever wrote. I love it. I loved it since that day. I'm like, I can't get enough of it. It's a perfect joke to set up for this exact format.
Yeah.
And then Elvis comes back with like, I only let you marry my daughter because I know you'd never bang her, which is actually true to what they say on, for the tabloids during that time. Like, they suspected, and it kind of was true. He was like having like affair with other women and all that. So it is something that you can actually apply. It's like, if you know how much there is to them.
We just got rated by Nicholas Diorio. Welcome in, bees. We are watching epic rap battle of history. Hello, hello, hello. Nicholas Diorio, add me on Discord, man. I've been trying to get your attention for months, dude. I can't keep talking to you through your chats. It's just gonna take forever. Anyway, sorry to cut you off, Bacon. Please continue.
Oh yeah, of course. All right, so yeah, no, as I'm saying, if you know enough about Michael Jackson, about Elvis Presley, how much dirt they have on them, and they really have a ton because of them being so much larger than life figures, pop culture icons. Of course, there's the biopic of Michael coming in next year, so like there's a ton that you can unpack with it. And even though there is still more that you can add onto it, I think what they really went with, it still is kind of perfection with how it came out.
Because I was wondering in the beginning, I almost felt like I was like, it's kind of surface level, but now I'm just thinking it might have been because they were having a kid deliver that first verse. Like, it was kind of like they weren't hitting too deep, but then it got into it as the song progressed, which I like. But then I looked at his channel, and Bentley Green actually 13 years ago has a video, Endless Battle with Day Storm, with so It's like the
Full
6
circle.
degrees of Kevin Bacon, but it's like 6 degrees of Dave Storm. He's just across the YouTube sphere.
It really is, yeah.
True. Yeah, and I think he is like a sort of industry actor now, so he gets some roles in pretty big movies or shows.
All right. Yeah, we obviously all love that one, but how high should I rank it? Like I said, it was also they love just innovating with the format of season 2, which I always thought was super cool.
Is it biopic or biopic? I've always said biopic.
I say biopic.
It's biography, not biography.
Alrighty. URR, let's go. All right, well, coming up next is one that I've never really I have a weird comment about this one. We'll get into it. We have Cleopatra versus Marilyn Monroe.
Cleopatra versus Marilyn Monroe!
Whose rap flows the dopest? Marilyn Monroe's overthrow pharaohs who oppose me like Moses. You could never kick my ass, so kiss my clitoris. This ugly hag and Cassim G got matching noses.
You better hold more than your skirt, miss, please. I'm the queen of the Nile, so just bow down to me. Plus you got so much experience down on your knees. Married a writer, but I don't even think you can read. You'll sleep with any ugly dude who says he likes it hot. Even Joe DiMaggio took a swing in your batter's box. I'm a descendant of the gods, don't anger me trick. You'll lose this battle like your bout with barbiturates.
I have some ugly boys, but you're forgetting the others. Marlon Brando and the Kennedys. Well, you fucked your own brothers. You think you're so chic up in your fancy palace, getting low on Mark Anthony, tossing Caesar salad. You wear too much eyeliner for anyone to adore you. You might as well be working the door at Sephora. I got an ass that won't wait. You had an ass that got big. On the tip.
Somebody wrap this bitch back up in a carpet. You still got no children after your third marriage. You lost so many babies, we should call you miscarriage. You got an hourglass figure, but that's about it. I came to live the wind, I came to act for shit.
Translate this into hieroglyphs. Your sandy vagina has a 7-year itch. My best friend's a diamond. You can't beat me. Step off and walk your ass home like an Egyptian.
Hey, yeah! Oh!
All right, sounds great, but I have like the last bar at the end. I don't think it does a good enough job at really closing it out, which sucks because the rest of the bars are fantastic for Marilyn Monroe.
I was going to say I feel like it's some of the best like actual rapping, like when it comes to the delivery, and the bars are really good too. I don't know. I really liked it a lot, but yeah, it was kind of a weak ending.
It's just the ending. If it had a strong ending, I think this would have been more memorable. Also, did you notice? I think Marilyn Monroe had 3 verses while Cleopatra only had 2. Am I remembering that right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
she was really
First
good.
time.
Why did they do that? That's not fair. That's not fair at all.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, they were kind of changing the format. Now I think like it's obvious Marilyn Monroe's second verse was her strongest, but first and last one kind of like dipped. And I don't know, for her to go like randomly quit tripping just to rhyme with Egyptian, I think it's like a little too much to try to reach there.
Yeah, I've always hated it. I hate that line so much because if they just flip the verses around a little bit, they could have ended it on something really good.
Yeah, true. I don't know if maybe they already thought maybe Cleopatra had so many like direct savage lines that they wanted to give Marilyn Monroe extra 4 lines, I guess. But yeah, no, everyone. So I do think credit where credit's due as like a real big hit. They Should Call You Miscarriage is very, very hard hitting.
Yeah.
I think really what sells it is just that like I don't know, there aren't too many times that this happens in the series, but like as soon as she says it, it cuts to the shot of Marilyn Monroe looking all like offended and all. So I think that's what added to a lot of people in their minds that like, oh yeah, that's one of their best. I think they've written better though. Like I just said earlier in the previous battle, like Took Her to My Neverland Ranch Tahiti is such a better joke. Miscarriage is a little simple. It's very nice play on words, but it is like just kind of
It's pretty basic. It's not the first time someone said something like that.
That's fair. Yeah, see, I guess what I'm saying, it's like the performance of the lyrics are definitely what I think stands out in this. But you are right that the verses themselves weren't that strong. But I don't know, just for some reason these I don't know either of these actresses, Kimmy Gatewood, Angela Trimber. I've honestly never heard of either of them. And they both, I don't know, they just both had really good delivery on it. I really liked it.
I feel like if they condensed Marilyn's to 2 verses instead of 3, it'd be like an all-time classic. If they just got the best lines and ended it strongly, it'd be top tier. But that being said, the ending is so disappointing. You have to have a good bar at the end for a really good a rap battle. I'll put it in shit, man. This seems awkward putting it next to Hulk Hogan and Kim Jong.
If you put it above Kim Jong, if you put it above them, I feel like that works.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cool. It sucks like season 2 had such the momentum was so good, but they all obviously can't be 10 out of 10s. There's gonna be
honestly, I still think in this in the sequence of the songs so far in the season, I do think that it's definitely at least par, even if you don't like it, like if it's not your favorite for the season.
For sure, yeah. I'm excited about this next one though. Steve Jobs. Thank you so much for the bees for joining us today. I'll do my best to acknowledge all the comments and that are addressed to me.
Oh yeah, who won? Who's next? Who won?
Oh, for this one, I mean, it's not fair. She got 3 verses. I have to give it to Marilyn Monroe, even though her verses.
I kind of felt, yeah. See, you're right that the miscarriage line did hit. There was something. It was very visceral, but for me, like I'm saying, it was something about Marilyn Monroe's delivery. She was very much battle rapping.
Yeah, it's true. I still would go with Cleopatra easy though, because of the fact that she had 2 other great Savage lines, which
she had good lines for sure.
You got so much experience down on your knees, married a writer I don't even think you can read. Even Joe DiMaggio took a swing in your batter's box.
All right, Steve Jobs versus.
Let me just step right in. I got things to advance. I'm an innovator, baby, change the world. 4 to 500 before you kiss the girl. I'm a pink, you're a nerd. I'm slick, you're cheesy. Beating you is apple too easy. I make the product that the artist chooses and the GUI that Melinda uses. I need to bring up some basic shit. Why'd you name your company after your dick? Blowjobs, you arrogant prick. With your secondhand jeans and your turtleneck. I'll drill a hole in the middle of your phony head. With your own little spin of big ball of death. Hippie, you got given up at birth. I give away your network to AIDS research. Combine all your little toys and I still crush that. iPhone, iPad, iPhone, I smack. A man uses the machines you build to sit down and pay his taxes. A man uses the machines I build to listen to the Beatles while he relaxes. Well, Steve, you steal all the credit for work that other people do. Did your fat beard Wozniak write these raps for you too? Ooh, everybody knows Windows bit off Apple. I triple the profits on a PC. All the people with the power to create use an Apple. And people with jobs use PC. You know, I bet they made this beat on an Apple. Nope, Fruity Loops, PC. You will never, ever catch a virus on an Apple. Well, you can still afford a doctor if you bought a PC. Let's talk about doctors. I've seen a few cause I got a PC, but it wasn't from you. I built a legacy, son. You can never stop it. Now, excuse me, while I turn heaven a profit. Fine, wanna be like that? Die then! The whole world loves you, but you are my friend. I'm alone now with nothing but power and time. And no one on earth who can challenge my mind. I'm a boss, I own DOS. Your future is my design. I'm a god, own Xbox. Now there's no one to stop me, the world is mine.
I'm sorry, Bill. I'm afraid I can't let you do that. Take a look at your history. Everything you built leads up to me. I got the power of a mind you could never be. I'll beat your ass in chess and Jeopardy. I'm running C++ saying hello world. I'll beat you D singing about a daisy girl. I'm coming out the socket. Nothing you can do can stop it. I'm on your lap and in your pocket. How you gonna shoot me down when I got the rocket? Your cortex just doesn't impress me. So go ahead, try to Turing test me. I stomp on a Mac and a PC too. I'm on Linux, bitch. I thought you knew. My CPU's hot, but my core runs cold. Beat you in 17 lines of code. I think different from the engine of the days old. Hasta la vista, like the Terminator told ya.
Wow, dude. I feel like this is a stupid thing to bring up right now, but I feel like I am autistic because for the past 13 years, this has been in the back of my head like for all those years ever since this epic rap battle came out, because I just cannot stop thinking about this song ever. And it's super random, but that's what came to mind, and so I wanted to share with you guys. But in terms of the actual rap, it's really good. I love how it's themed electronically, the music, like it's these 2 tech personalities, and the beat just makes sense. And it's really fun how they're doing all these references with all the commercials, and how they did the PC versus Apple stuff. That was all very clever and funny. And I would say the only part I don't like as much is the house stuff. It still sounds good though. And also, I wanted to also point out that the Bill Gates, he's doing the whole annoying voice thing, but it still sounds good somehow, which I think is very impressive. What do you guys think?
Honestly, with this one, I think it was a good one, but like you're saying, I think that Mac versus PC thing was kind of, it wasn't necessarily like, it wasn't outdated, but it also wasn't super topical. So I feel like it was kind of like expected on some level. It's definitely a good one, but I don't know. the main line that stood out to me was just the "okay, die then." That just kind of, I was just like, man, okay.
Bacon with.
All right, so regarding this matchup, and yeah, it is one of the most popular ones, but having looked back at comments that they were making in like, okay, so during this time, this is like ERB was just getting big, and this is like one of the most popular, right? So by then, the fandom was already forming to be like, ah, this has to be the next idea they do and go with. So many people were saying Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates, but then in certain communities, like I guess in the forum and the wiki, they were saying like, no, it can't be Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates. That's so obvious. It's so boring. They wouldn't do that. And some people were like saying Steve Jobs versus Isaac Newton because of Apple, all that. Then this comes out, but Peter had eventually stated himself he also wasn't a fan of Jobs versus Gates as a matchup. That's why HAL 9000 comes out at the end, because he wants to switch up the format to be something different, be like unique from that, and I think that's a great representation. It aged very well, but it is like HAL 9000 is the rogue AI, and he has to represent technology side. Back then, it was just technology, or in general, people having an over reliance on it. But nowadays, it is actual AI. Like people are also like hooking up to AI stuff much more than before now. So it's like prophetic statement for him to apply HAL 9000, the AI, to say that
Epic
he's taking
rap
over.
battle predicted AI.
Yeah, basically in a way. Yeah, as you said though, with how they sound, it is still great. Like a lot of people love it. It doesn't matter that Bill Gates is all whiny. It's funny because they really should switch personalities. Like Bill Gates is like a lot more calm and laid back with his workers, whereas Steve Jobs can be an asshole. Oh, and the background itself is also like a default background for MacBook.
I didn't even
Jobs.
notice that. That's so clever. But yeah, that's great.
And I will say and the final line from Steve Jobs, why'd you name your company after your dick? And then followed by "you blowjobs." I think that's one of the funniest moments for ERB for them writing jokes.
Yeah, I forgot how good those lines were too. Yeah, I can't praise this one enough. It is one of my favorite ones I revisit often. The beat's just so good too. And it changes a lot, which I appreciate also.
Oh yeah, think about the beat. As they mentioned, it's on Fruity Loops, so they design it themselves. I think they hired someone specifically, but it's like a custom beat. Cool. I forgot to mention when you were talking about Master Chief versus Leonidas, that's made by Jesse Cale, who also does custom beats for them. And as you were saying, they switch up the instrumental to Master Chief to sound more futuristic and all, compared to Leonidas's. That's because he does it personally to make it sound like that touch of like the beats changing based on the rapper, which they later eventually do for like the last season. They also try to do that bit of changing, like they add extra instruments based on the rapper, but Jesse Cale basically started that when he was making beats for them.
Yeah, that's pretty cool and unique that they decided to do that. Oh, what I wanted to say earlier was, what is up, Capn?
Sorry, someone in chat was saying this and I just looked it up. Apparently the HAL comes out because of an Apple commercial reference from 1984. It was a little throwback battle. There was like an Apple commercial that used HAL 9000.
Oh, I did not know that. How interesting.
I see one from 1999. Yeah, no,
and they also there's a meeting from the 90s where Bill Gates does talk to Steve Jobs directly at one of his expositions, so that's what it's being referenced in the middle.
Gotcha. Oh, what I wanted to say earlier was I did not think it was a weird or like untimely matchup to see these two. It's just not something that came to mind when I saw Steve Jobs versus Bill Gates. I thought that was relevant enough.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it was like within the year after Steve Jobs had died, so it was like very. That's what really boosted the popularity.
might be a little controversial, but I really, really like that one. To the point where I am gonna put it even above the Michael Jackson one.
Rip.
I'd say it has one of the best instrumentals for sure.
And I think the only thing keeping Einstein and Stephen Hawking there is the nostalgia factor. In fact, I think I'm gonna be true to myself and just bump it up just a little higher. That's the bar to beat now. Jobs first.
Now the top 3 are all geniuses.
Yeah. All right. How many seasons? When does? Oh yeah, season 2 ends with Rasputin versus Stalin. We got quite a distance way to go for season 2 still. So cool, fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's see who else. Comments here. It's the Yanka era backdrop. Oh, interesting. I guess you gotta be old to catch all the references. Like technically, all apples. Yeah, Jade's like.
Oh, the book 1984. Oh, I guess. Okay, I understand what she was saying.
Alex,
I misinterpreted what you said.
Mooney's saying, Alex, let the kitty speak. I'm not muting Capn. That's his choice not to let the cat talk. All right, moving on. Frank Sinatra versus Freddie Mercury. This is one that I haven't listened to many times, but I'm excited to experience it with you guys. Hopefully.
Frank Sinatra! What is it?
What's wrong with your face, baby? Yikes! With those teeth, would you throw them in no dust left to bite? Christ, newsflash, kid. This is show business. Show some class when you dress. Shave that bush off your lips. Whoa. Your band's name Queen, huh? Ain't that sweet? You dance like you rode a bicycle race with no seat. That's what's wrong with you people. You'll do anything to get famous. You changed your name to Mercury. You should have been Freddie Uranus.
You think I haven't heard those things before? You're just a bully who's too scared to go to war. You had a hit song called My Way, but someone else wrote it. You're the least talented rat in your whole pack of bros. You got more notes in your whole range. You can't act and you can't dance. I'm more powerful than you when I'm wearing women's pants. Why do you stand there in a suit? It's like you're trying to ball. When I rock the UK, South America gets horny. Because my songs have balls. They're the anthems of victory. Your music is like the soundtrack to a century. You're in the pocket of the mafia and everybody knows. Giddy dago. Giddy dago. Giddy dago.
Easy, jaws of life. I can't stand the racist. I love the colors and the quiz. Just ask Sammy Davis. Look, we all want to swing, baby, but you took it too far. You played butthole roulette, and you lost the draw.
I took one for both teams from a disease no one knew existed. I didn't leave a mark on history. I French kissed it. I'm a champion of the world, extinguished in his pride. So kiss my ass, Frankie, but you have to wait in line.
Who won? Who's next?
Man, what a disappointment. The EpicLLOYD just destroyed that one. It was not his impersonation. It doesn't sound like Frank Sinatra at all. What the heck was that? The Freddie Mercury stuff I thought sounded great though.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd one. I felt like it kind of ended abruptly too. Like it could have gone a bit longer. It didn't really have much. There wasn't a whole lot of substance there. I like the matchup. Like it's a great matchup,
Yeah,
but they could have
totally.
done more with it for sure.
Totally. And also a lot of Frank Sinatra's jokes are like, "You're gay." Bacon, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, kind of right. I don't really think too highly of this one. Now it is like has some interesting moments, but it is very much a Freddie Mercury jerk off fest because they really wasted.
They
Sinatra
really
for...
put the attention on his stuff.
Yeah, and it really, as you say, it's a great matchup because they're considered the two best voices in music, and they really could have done more. I mean, back then, I also haven't heard of Frank Sinatra when I had first watched this, so I was really unaware, and I knew Freddie Mercury more just because of Queen.
Yeah.
But you know, it was like Peter obviously gives great performance to really show the the showmanship of
He was
Freddie
selling
Mercury,
it.
but
He was selling that so good.
yeah, of course. But it's also like a lot of the lines weren't really like too in that. Like some of them do attack Frank directly, but they also don't really like expand on it, or he kind of just more shows off at the end, like just like, oh, I won already, and like yeah, you kind of have to give it to him just because they didn't do much with Frank. I think Frank Sinatra as a rapper for a year, he was kind of like a weird identity where, as you said, he's like poking some gay jokes at him, but he also at the end is like, oh, I can't stand you making racist slurs, but I also love you know, coloreds and the queers because I'm friends with Sammy Davis. But he also was like, you know, making those, like, I do think the butthole roulette joke is a good one. I do think like Freddie Uranus, okay, I'll give him that one, is also good. But he also does kind of have that weird like, oh, I'm not bigoted like you are, just because he said like Inidago. So yeah, it is kind of a weird one because of that.
Gotcha. Any interesting lore for this one you want to drop on it?
I would say like some people said Sinatra should have been in his more classic fedora look, you know, with the suit rather than the tux. I think my theory on this is the fact that next one is Obama versus Romney, where you obviously can see Obama has the suit, but Romney doesn't. And in Doc Brown versus Doctor Who, they really mess up on the Doctor Who costume, but he still is in a suit and tie. I think they just didn't want to put Sinatra in a suit and tie because like that's 3 in a row where they're already redoing that. So I think they just gave him the tux. And what I said recently is actually that I think if anything, they kind of want to make it appear as interactive between them. So when Freddie Mercury had this costume for Live Aid, you know, that was in the 90s, and Sinatra would look like this. So maybe it's like, you know, you can kind of justify it that way. Like Sinatra looked like that in that you know, tuxedo and his you know, old gray hair rather than just a fedora.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't have an issue at all with how they decided to portray him, because that's my mental image of how he would look too.
Yeah, he just didn't sound right.
He just did not sound right. They did not need EpicLLOYD for this. Like, get a fucking other person. He doesn't sound like that. It's not even close.
Yeah, nowadays people are more aware of how Sinatra sounded because going back to the AI from the previous video, they did a lot of AI Sinatra songs. So, you know, more than aware of how he talked and sang.
All right, another disappointment. But not offensive as some of these other ones. Definitely better than that one. Better than that one. Better than that one. Better than that one. Yeah. Oh, it's definitely like Dumbledore, Gandalf-esque, I would say.
The gay jokes right next to each other.
It's so true. Yeah. Okay, I'm very happy with that. Alrighty. Jumping to the next song here. Another very exciting one. Barack Obama versus Mitt Romney. Their first step into politics. Modern politics.
Mitt Romney versus Barack Obama!
I'm not gonna let this battle be dictated by facts. I'm rich! I got fat stacks and super PACs. We all know what went down in that 2008 election. You're a decent politician with a winning complexion. You're all Barack and no bite, but no change, and we're all still hoping that you'll shut your mouth like Guantanamo Bay, they're both open. You're from the Windy City where you're looking pretty with your blowhards, but come January you'll be left evicted and with no job. Raw rhymes stronger than my jawline when I spit a phrase, knocking you harder than front doors in my old mission days. You see this silver spoon, this the mass out of debt. Took you 4 years to drop unemployment down below 8%. You feel that, Barry? You're old news. Everyone's having doubts, and your rhymes are as weak as this economy that you've done nothing about. Call me a vicious businessman, cause Romney's stealing this race. I'll go bank capital on your donkey ass, restructure your face.
Well, they say your father was a great man. You must be what's left. Need to stop hating on gays. Let them teach you how to dress. You got the mama jeans and a Mr. Fantastic face. So rich and white, it's like I'm running against a cheesecake. Republicans need a puppet and you fed. Got their hands so far up your rear, call you mate. I'm the head of state. You're like a head of cabbage. About to get smacked by my stimulus package. You're a bad man with no chance. You can't even touch me. I got 4 more years. 2 terms. In the White House. Just trust me. I hope you saved your best rhymes for the second half. Because right now, I'm 47% for kicking your ass.
Whatever! That 40% thing got you real mad. What did it remind you how many decent parents you had?
Look, I respect our religions, but it might get crazy if the White House is a first, second, and a third lady.
Ha! Don't bring up wives, man! What are you doing? You got hitched to the female version of Patrick Ewing!
Let me be clear. Don't get it twisted. We'll see how pretty your face is after my face has kissed it.
You're a stuttering communist.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're stupid.
You're stupid.
Nuh-uh.
I am the power invested in me by the giant bald bird. The president shall not be the shiniest of two turds. You, I want to like you. Don't talk about change to do it. I fuck what was on my brain until I bullet went through it. And you, money man, you're pancake, you flip flopping it. It's a country, not a company. You can play like Monopoly. I'll properly reach across the aisle and bitch smack you as equals. I'm the people, by the people, for the people. Eagle.
Wow, that was great. It's interesting how they give Mitt Romney such a long first verse. Like it was like half the song. He just kept going, man. He just kept going in on him. And I was obviously, but the way the Barack Obama is, is the way he's speaking. Very fun how they incorporated that into how he rapped too. Awesome. And I gotta say, I appreciate how like equal they both kind of seems in terms of the rapping. Didn't seem like there was any favoritism behind the scenes. I think that was very cool for them to do for this rap as well.
At the time, Alpha Cat was like the YouTube Obama. He did a lot of stuff as Obama. I think that's he really did fit it perfectly. I've seen him. He's done the character a lot.
Cool.
It's a really good impression.
Awesome. Bacon, what are your thoughts?
The real question is who won?
Well, I mean,
I don't.
The cop-out answer is to say Lincoln's always the one that wins. I've heard that one a lot.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean that's the basic take. I would say Obama just had more substance to him and had better jokes.
I thought they were both good. I would lean like either Mitt or Obama. I think they did both good. If I had to choose, I'd probably say Obama. I could flip flop between either one. I thought they both did great.
Eagle hands down. So true.
And crushed it. If you back someone cares about, asked Alpha Cat to. Yeah, I did. I fell off of ERB after season 3, but I did pop in to see the election one. I'm not looking forward to listen to those.
Yeah. What I wanted to say real quick about with Alpha Cat. So everyone had known eventually they so this was big, monumental, obviously, because it was like the biggest battle. Even now it's like slightly above Jobs vs. Gates. But this eventually got them to be invited to the White House in 2014, I want to say, with Alpha Cat. Alpha Cat had met Obama, did the impression in front of him. He approved it. But Peter and Lloyd got to meet Obama and Biden. It was regarding, I believe, healthcare systems. Like they were invited to do an outreach towards their audiences so that they're more informed about Obamacare. But yeah, it's like that. This being so huge to them and to YouTube overall basically led to it.
That's cool. So he was doing the Obama impersonation with Obama?
Yeah, and Obama's comment was like, he has everything down right, he just needs the gray hair.
That's funny. I think Obama just loves when people impersonate him because he did that with Luther as the anger translator. So I think he's just a big comedy guy. Good thunk.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, he real understands real, basically.
Cool. Well, yeah, this is very highly rated. I'm gonna put it in the top tier. The top tier is kind of crazy, but I don't know if I like it as more than any of these other ones. But definitely belongs on the top in my opinion. The beat's sick too. You mentioned that sick ass beat.
True.
All right, coming up next, Doc Brown versus Doctor.
Ooh, actually, if you don't mind, it's just the doctor. Doesn't even really matter who. Who am I even talking to? Oh, yes, you. The wannabe Einstein, mad as the stars. Travels through time, but with no clout. Saving the world while you dilly-dally. You can't even invent your way out of Hill Valley. Calm down, will you? Everything everything is going to be fine. You're not gonna tear any wonky holes in any fabric of space and time. Actually, it's a lot more like a rug, really. Oh, but never mind. Let's just say there's an infinite number of me simultaneously kicking your ass with rhyme.
Great Scott, you're great! Not. I spit it hot and generate way more power than 1.21 gigawatts. I'm not sure what sort of scientific authority you purport to be, but I'm a real doctor. Where'd you get your degree? Despite all your companions, you couldn't be having less sex. I don't know what's lame, your fans or your special effects. You don't get another turn to debate. Time to face your permanent fate. Now, don't lick my balls!
I'm going to die. At least this version of me. Perhaps you'd like another. Prepare to meet your
density. I'm a mystical medical talk at the pinnacle shifting my physical form. You're a possibly pedophilic individual who should have never been born. You got your knickers in a twist while you're sucking on my Piccadilly. But I'm a lot different, cause you're a pitiful hillbilly hanging with an edible kid who's a buck chicken.
Nobody calls me chicken.
This is between us, Scarfy. Don't try to outrhyme me. You'll find I'm as grimy as any slimy time limey. I'll use your porta-potty time machine as my latrine. You're not a cat with 9 lives. You're a pussy with 13.
Who won? Who's next? You decide!
That was very interesting. I don't know much at all about Doctor Who, so a lot of the Doctor Who references go over my head. So I'm gonna be judging it mostly just on like how it sounds. I think it sounds decent. There was no like bad parts I thought of the song, and the references I did get I thought were pretty great. Capn, what did you think?
I do think that the references were there. I mean, they obviously don't necessarily have the time to go like too deep, but they were definitely trying, and they did it. I like what they did with the, like I was saying before, I kind of like these duo battles, and I like the way that they did Doc and Marty, and then 2 different iterations of the Doctor from Doctor Who. I think that's kind of an interesting way to do it, and yeah, I really don't have any issues with the song. It wasn't necessarily my favorite, but I think that they all kind of held their own, and nothing really made it stand out as bad.
Absolutely. Bacon, what did you think?
Yeah, for this, any person who's a Doctor Who fan will tell you that this is among their worst.
Really?
I don't really know anything of the show, so I can't judge much of it. But you can really tell, they were kind of having to go light on anything relating to the show, and they didn't want to really go much on it because it's a TV show and it's got like several seasons, and they're only using this one iteration of the character, which is like the 10th version, and then eventually they used the most famous of the older versions. So like they can't really go too much because they were really crunching on time for having to make these, so often. But you can tell they really much preferred Back to the Future, and like I can't blame them. I think Doc Brown I think what he says against him, it's serviceable. I quite like it. I think some people are also kind of disappointed with it, but I really don't have anything bad to say against it. I just think like it's obviously preferred that he was the character they wanted to write with, and obviously it's Zach playing him again because he was Einstein. Given that Doc Brown was based on Einstein's look, so I guess that's why they went with it.
Oh, yeah, I never made that connection that he was based off of Einstein. But yeah, it sucks for all the Doctor Who fans. But for me, as someone who doesn't know anything about the franchise, I also would agree, very serviceable. In terms of
Yeah, and also you at the end where it loops, I think that's a cool touch where they make it go back around and it goes to the start of the battle again.
I didn't even notice that in terms of like how they filmed that. That's cool. Or should I say edited? I'll put it in anywho. I'll put it between Hulk Hogan and Cleopatra. Very serviceable.
Any Doctor Who.
Hey, there you go. Coming up next here. Cat, dude, thanks so much for joining us today. I'm still a little sick, so I get a little congested, so apologies if I sound weird. Silent Day says, meow. So true, King. Jade says, Doc Brown wouldn't exist without Doctor Who. Oh. I hated the death. Ready. Fantastic. Continuing. I'm excited about this one. Bruce Lee versus Clint Eastwood.
I'll bankrupt one of the ring! Clint Eastwood versus Bruce Lee!
I got the baddest, Mr. Tory, world ever saw. Defeat whole karate schools and motherfuckers with claws. How can you talk more shit with my fist in your jaw? Don't need words to serve ya, I'ma just say what's wrong? Your movies, they bore us, they're slow as a tortoise. I'm the king of nunchucks, I fucked up Chuck Norris. I invented Jeet Kune Do, so take my slipper shoe. Here's my two-finger push-up, Kung F you.
You scream like a girl and got moves like Jagger, but I'll rip through your ass faster than a poo-poo platter. You're in the gym too much, Ringo, perfecting kicks. You should spend more time matching your voice up to your lips. You don't belong in a fight, you belong in a sweatshop. So go ahead and make my iPod. Those little dances you do don't threaten me, Bruce. Fuck you, dude, I even squint better than you.
I be the good and the bad, you must be the ugly. I would mess up your face, but your mama did it for me. Don't tuck your pistol for a fistful of your $1 million babies. You were cool in the 80s maybe, but now you're just crazy. A man who argues with people who aren't even there is more fit to rap against this fucking chair.
You feel lucky, punk? That's what I'm asking. You can't be too tough, you got killed by an aspirin. Your 1-inch punch, same size as your pecker. Leave the rapping to me, stick to Chinese checkers. I'd beat you in round 2, but that'd be unbelievable. No one in your family ever lives to see a sequel.
Who won? Who's there?
I've always thought this matchup was super cool and interesting. I'm not too familiar with either Bruce Lee or Clint Eastwood's filmography, but just basing it off of like references I do get and you know, how it sounds, I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. What do you guys think?
I also just I would say I don't know too much about either, so I couldn't necessarily say anything about the references. But overall, I thought that it was decent. I think that we're starting to. I feel like we're kind of in a lull in the season. You know what I mean? Like they're good. They're not necessarily bad battles, but I feel like the season's a little bit longer and it starts strong and kind of ends strong. But we're kind of at this point where things it's kind of like they're pushing some stuff out right now.
It's so interesting.
In my opinion,
I've never after season 1, I didn't have anyone else to talk to about the season 2 stuff. So it's so interesting hearing like what the other opinions are about these. I've always thought this one was really, really good. Bacon, what did you think?
Yeah, really, I agree with you on it being really great. And I do think it's missing something. Maybe it's just like it's a bit shorter. It is also a little weird because the first verses are 8 lines, but then this is the only one where both of the final lines were 6. So it is a little change in format. I don't know if maybe that affects it from listening. But I do think this was done great because if you know the filmography, like I just know the basics, but they do get those basics down to apply. Like the sudden zoom in from Kung Fu movies that they use for Bruce Lee or the grain for the Western movies from Clint Eastwood. They're dressed as their characters, The Man with No Name and Bruce Lee's character from, I believe, The Game of Death, it's called. And also they work really hard on this one detail I love. Right there, you can see that the ninja falls down and turns into a cowboy.
That too. That was sick.
Although I think it just comes to me now. So they're the same person. Is it like, you know, in South Park where the psychologist guy is actually the Chinese stereotype guy and he just like transforms as like a second personality in his brain or something? Like, I don't know. It's funny to realize that, but I think it's great that they added something to it because they try to make these battles feel immersive, that they're interacting. Even in the previous one, I didn't mention that Doc Brown versus Doctor Who, they make it so like it's as if Doc Brown had took a hold of a Dalek and controlled it to like fire a laser at Doctor Who, but the Doctor. And I think it's cool when they add that type of thing because it kind of gives a bit more. I do think this still needs something more to it, maybe more lines. And really also, this hasn't been brought up, but Clint Eastwood was hinted at first from Lloyd series, Diss Raps for Hire, where he like has on a whiteboard Clint Eastwood versus someone, and then no one ever really knew what that could come to. People were expecting like Clint Eastwood versus King Henry VIII because he was shown in the teaser for Peter versus Lloyd. People also thought maybe Peter was going to play Clint Eastwood because they were assuming it's like the old version of Clint Eastwood where he kind of has that face, but now instead it's Lloyd where he looks like the actual younger version of Clint Eastwood. Now Clint Eastwood did get used now at that moment because of the fact that, as he mentions, Bruce Lee said that, you know, he should, he's not talking to anyone there. He should talk to this fucking chair. And it's because of the Republican National Convention where Clint Eastwood didn't have anything prepared for a speech, so he just improvised talking to a chair as if Obama was there, and then it went viral. So they decided, hey, let's get Clint Eastwood on one now that he's, you know, a trending topic.
That is so weird. I did not know he did that. I also appreciate when it sounds so not like EpicLLOYD. I really like that he doesn't do his typical singing voice for this one. He sounds very different. Because I understand what Capn Quazar says whenever he's hating on EpicLLOYD for some of the earlier songs. I get what you mean now. I was getting tired of his singing and rapping, but he switched things up with this one, which I appreciate.
I will say that it's weird for me that I think that some of the ones that I like the song less are some of my favorite visually. Like this one is probably one of my favorites. Like pointing out the ninja turning into the cowboy, but even beyond that, just the scene.
Yeah.
Are all like great. They're all
it's
amazing.
Fun, dude. Yeah, it's like actually
Yeah,
like
it's really
action sequences within the song. It's sick as fuck. The ninja one, him fucking up the ninjas. That's cool. That is just cool as heck.
Oh yeah, and to shout out
Wow.
the stunt double for Bruce Lee, Zin Wuku, I believe is the name, where he's doing the if you go to the next part of the line where he's doing the one finger push up, that's him actually doing it.
Cool. It says there was tons as apparently Jade's nose is very much more familiar with Clint Eastwood. A bunch of great and amazing references for Clint's parts. So I've always liked that one. I've very much a soft spot for that one. I like it more than the Adolf versus Darth Vader one. I'll put it at the top. If it's okay, it's alright. I had fun with that one, I guess. All right, let's do here. Coming up next, we have Batman versus Sherlock Holmes, one that I don't remember at all, but I'm excited to. Oh, make sure I'm not missing any other chats here. Character did the whole shoot. People coming at him. References to the last part. Like 5. Okay, that. Good reviews. Awesome, but all right, let's check.
Sherlock Holmes! Was it?
Nice hat, dork. You look like a duck. I Alfred read your books. He told me they suck. I'll crush your British nuts until they're bangers and mash. I've seen better detective work in Tango and Cash. You jump, I kick punks like you off the streets, while you and Velma here solving Scooby-Doo mysteries. Nothing makes me laugh, but I bet your raps can. So bring it on, bitch. I'm Batman.
I once met a rich fellow who smelled of guano and pain.
Holmes, explain.
I deduce this deuce stain is Bruce Wayne.
A billionaire?
Yes, his wealth would allow this adversary of ours to afford the toys he needs.
Since he has no superpowers.
You want a battle bat? Bring it
I
then.
heard he has a British butler.
Good. Then he'll be used to getting served by Englishmen. You're a whack vigilante black pantied spud with no skill. My sidekick's a doctor.
Because his flows are so ill.
Shut up, nerds. I serve justice, so eat it. My sidekick only comes around
when he's needed. Boy, wonder make a wonder how your ass got killed. Fight harder than those hounds down in Baskerville. I'll blast you with that whack rock repellent. Repeller build a snatch your building, and I didn't be chillin'. Got a secret about your homegirl Irene Adler. Go back to my nest of Ben Parker splatter. I'll shatter that fiddle with a chop of the hand. Holy Conan Doyle, let's get him. Oh, goddamn.
You're not smart. You're selfish. You endanger everyone's life. Why don't you let your boyfriend here go home to his wife? Nobody likes you. Not your brother, not your partner, not Scotland Yard. You'll die alone with no friends except that needle in your arm.
This mustn't register on an emotional level. First, exploit childhood tragedy. Then gesture with pipe. Watson finishes punchline. Next, acknowledge compliment. Conclude with killer catchphrase.
I believe your parents' homicide is why you mask your face. You're shamed and traumatized and haunted by the vast disgrace of watching like a passive waste as mama died and daddy was dispatched with haste. Holmes, you've cracked the case. You're a Batson crazy basket case. Bloody good rhymes. I've got tons. Dissing these dynamic douchebags was elementary, my dear Watson. Oh, yeah!
That's such a weird one. I don't think I ever actually listened to this one all the way through. The first time watching that one. Very strange. Very strange. It starts out so slow. I think I just despise all the Batman and Robin stuff. Didn't sound good. Just weird and awkward, I thought. What do you guys think?
I will say that it's interesting from what you said about Lloyd's performance in the last battle as well, that he's definitely trying to switch things up a bit and trying to like do different like flows and different presentations with his rapping, which I do think is kind of interesting. But I don't know. It's weird too that like the last one did apparently have quite a bit of detail put into the references. I feel like this one was a bit lacking and was more just kind of like personal attacks at each other over and over again. They just kept calling each other gay for like 2.5 minutes.
Bacon, what do you think?
Oh yeah, this one's a big meme for the community because the way Batman opens his lines, he's like, nice hat, dork.
Yeah, that was such a terrible, terrible start.
It's Batman. He's smart. He says, I had Alfred read your books. Why doesn't he read them? Like, it feels weird to and they go with the Christian Bale portrayal because the Dark Knight Dark Knight Rises was coming out that year, so like it's obvious, but they also, a lot of people point out it's more like the college humor goes for Batman, where he's just clearly, the joke is just like he's putting on a deep voice and trying to sound serious, but he's also being goofy with whatever. And then Robin is really kind of helping him up because he doesn't even diss Sherlock if you go back through the lines, but he does at least have the flow and the presentation for it in comparison. And then Batman tried to save himself with the last line, you'll die alone with no friends except that needle in your arm. I do think his first verse also had some good lines. They're just like not taken seriously from how it sounds. That part where you were showing the Sherlock was trying to figure out what to do. That's directly from the Robert Downey Jr. Sherlock movies, where he's planning everything in his mind. So even though this is Basil Rathbone's portrayal of Sherlock, because Zach looks just like that one, but it is interesting that they try to mix that concept. It's just the last verse, it's very criticized for just being like the same. Oh, your parents died, that's why you're like that. You went crazy from it. And also, I not mentioned yet is Kyle Mooney is Dr. Watson, and is the SNL cast member, because he was pretty big on YouTube for a time where he was working with Beck Bennett and Dave McCary. Dave McCary was also the director for the first 2 seasons of ERB, which is why he managed to get on board for that. I always bring this up. Dave McCary is now married to Emma Stone, so they have that connection. Like I find it funny because he managed to get so high in the industry that he was starting in ERB, and now he has 2 children with Emma Stone, I believe.
Nice. But may we all reach such highs.
And I have to agree with chat. I think Robin won. And I do think it was interesting that Batman's delivery was so bad, and I kind of said this before, where I said that Nice Peter was so much better than EpicLLOYD, just at his like rapping ability. But in this song specifically, Nice Peter just was absolutely terrible. And then in the part where Robin actually did his verse, as Batman comes back in, he completely like misses the beat, and, like it's completely off. It was really bad.
I didn't pick up on that. What's funny about are you kidding it, or do you actually enjoy the Robin part?
I think out of the whole song, it was the best verse. Did you not like it?
Yeah, that's what people say.
I thought it reminded me a lot of when Thing 1 and Thing 2 just entered and just totally clashed with what the first person was trying to do. That's what it reminded me of.
That's fine if you think that, but I'd say the difference is that Cat in the Hat was the first verse for Thing 1, Thing 2. Batman's the first verse for this. So it's like different level. Sorry for cutting you off, Bacon.
Oh yeah, no, it's funny because now Lloyd's the one doing the fast rap this time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That is a good point.
I almost think they weren't even trying to make this one sound good, and they just wanted to be like as memey as possible with the Batman stuff. Like they didn't care. They just didn't want. That's how I feel like that, because that's how bad it sounded to me, that they weren't even trying.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like this is one of the most requested matchups. They're the world's greatest detective, have the moniker of that, and they have their partners to help solve their
Right.
cases, and so it's very much a letdown.
I'll put it just slightly above. It's so funny how they just end up next to each other.
And on your list,
Yeah.
it makes so much sense that the way I feel about things.
So true.
They're like magnets.
Jade said, so sad that Robin wins. I wanted Sherlock Holmes to win. Says the bully. And fuck, just Sherlock Holmes could really make people in the night. This didn't give it at all. Oh, and welcome in, Deej, if you're still in here. Thank you. Jade Siren says that was sad. All right, coming up next. It's a good one. Oh, Moses versus Santa Claus. I don't think I've ever listened to this one either. Let's check it out.
Moses! Was it Santa Claus? Be good. Sweet robes, Obit. One too many days in the sun. Stop preaching, homie. Teach your flock to covet some fun. I bring joy every year. Man, I represent cheer. You represent sandals and a scraggly beard. I'm from the North Pole. That's why my rhymes are so cold. I spit diamonds, but I'm serving up some fresh coal. You been a naughty boy. You brought a plague of frogs. You best arrest yourself. You broke your own law. Or was it something in Rule 6 I didn't understand? My list says kill the Egyptian dude. Buried him in sand. I read your book. You got a strict religion. No bacon, but mandatory circumcision. I'm a jolly bowl of jelly, giving holiday presents, but all the chosen people ever get for Christmas is jealous.
When I was high upon the mountain, God revealed the truths of the earth, but he never mentioned a fat-ass Papa Smurf. It takes 9 reindeers to haul your fat ass. You took the price out of Christmas and just added more mass. You need to stop breaking the houses and creeping them, peeping on naughty kids while they sleeping, and keep your hands off my stocking. Don't you ho-ho me, I split your ass in half like I did the Red Sea. You ain't a saint, you a slaver like a pharaoh in the snow. Stop with the unpaid labor and let my little people go.
Let's say it, turn your brains to mush.
I think you need to stop smoking all that burning bush.
Yeah, we're magical workers, man. We hang with reindeer. Yo, here's a GPS. Who gets lost for 40 years?
You're a glorified secretary, so write this down.
We got these nuts.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
So much drama in the Israel BC. It's kinda hard talking directly to the G-O single D. Hand me my chisel, I got a new command missile for y'all. Thou shalt not let children sit on a grown man's lap at the mall. I'll beat you 10 times before the bread can rise, you dummy, and walk off into the land of my milk and honeys.
Dude, Melissa's lines were so good. That was pretty cool. Yeah, I don't got much to say about it. I just thought it was pretty decent, pretty raw. Yep.
Interestingly enough, I liked, like, Snoop Dogg did really good. I really like this beat. I don't know how I feel. Like, I don't feel like he did that. Like, I feel like it's Snoop Dogg. He could have done better on this beat.
For sure.
I feel like I don't know. There's just something about it that seemed a little bit off.
So to that, I would say he's not fully in control of what's going on here, right? I think they just gave him, hey, we wrote you some lines. Just give us your best Snoop Dogg delivery.
Yeah, I guess that probably plays a heavy hand in it.
Yeah. Bacon, what do you think?
Yeah, so this, for the time, or how do I actually start with, this was meant to be Jesus versus Santa, apparently, from some comments Peter made. However, Jesus was also a bit off limits because he did say he was making promise to the older fans he had that stayed with him and said, oh, if you're starting this, please just don't use Jesus. I don't like the idea of him being insulted. And, he decided that could be a rule to apply. Now, he said in somewhere else that he was thinking of doing Jesus versus Santa only if he managed to get Snoop Dogg as Jesus. So I think he knew that Maker Studios was having their collaboration with Snoop Dogg for during that time, the YouTube channel he was, trying to incorporate. But yeah, I guess they changed it to Moses, which still applies. It still has its own type of conflict between them. Moses actually does have his own holiday of Passover, so he counts as a figure for, Santa Claus to battle for holidays, I guess. But yeah, no, there's still like, as you said, Snoop Dogg doesn't have too much control on that. You can tell he was really not knowing how to flow on the last verse.
Yeah.
It's just his style of music is very different. It's very easygoing, laid back, G-funk. Meanwhile, this is a rap battle for YouTube, and you can only do so much. It is a great beat, though. I like how they apply it because it sounds very much like a Christmas battle. It's just with Santa Claus's lines, they were a little bland. They don't have too much to them. I think they really come out when they get to the second verse and they incorporate the elves, who also have the type of voice with Things 1 and 2, but like a better version of that.
Oh, definitely.
Which I think is funny. Like no one ever complains on them, at least. But yeah, for how it came to be, I think this is like, they did what they could with such a high-profile celebrity.
Yeah, the elves didn't overstate their welcome either. They had like 2 lines, which is great.
Yeah, you didn't. I know you were worried about another.
I was at the back of my like, oh god, no, when they came up.
I do think it's interesting that he basically said, "Don't worry, guys, I'm not going to make fun of Christianity, but we'll make fun of Judaism instead." Because that was like the point in like a couple of the lines when he was like saying like you have a weird religion, whatever mandatory circumcision, and then when he talks about like the land of milk and honeys at the end, that's like a direct. Like Old Testament line.
It's such a shame. Jesus versus Santa Claus, I think, would have gone way harder. And
they never did. We never got Jesus versus Satan for that exact reason. How sad.
Yeah, I think it was fine. It definitely didn't blow me away. It's super cool having Snoop Dogg even in there at all. I will put.
I just think that it's because since it was Snoop Dogg, I feel worse about it because Snoop Dogg didn't win. It was like Snoop Dogg wasn't good enough to win. Santa won that. So I don't know how good I feel about it.
I disagree. I thought Snoop's flow was great. I thought it sounded pretty good throughout the song.
Look at how your rankings have been so far, Alex. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
I think Moses had it just because he had better disses towards him.
Yeah, I would have given
the disses were good.
Yeah, I'll put it. Yeah, I thought that was good. Surprisingly good. Like I said, I don't think I've ever heard that one all the way through. So it was a nice little surprise for me. All right, coming up next. Ooh, I'm not looking forward to this one. I remember I listened to that one when it came out, and I'm like, this shit stinks, dude. This is bad. But anyways, let's see how it sounds. Snoop Dogg is so mellow, go hard. That's true. Jules says they didn't pay him enough for full effort. Right. Snoop won. No question who. Okay, cool. None of us. Great. It would. Black Jesus, having Black Jesus portrayed like such a big show in epic rap battles. I think that'd be fucking awesome.
I will say, like, they got Snoop Dogg as Moses. It would have been cool if they could get like Kendrick Lamar for Jesus.
Oh yeah. All right. I'm scared to play it because I know it's gonna be bad. I don't even remember what some sounds or looks like, but let's watch it.
Skip to who won.
This battle's gonna end like every argument does. With you kissing my ass, I'm begging me for a rub. I made a map, motherfucker, and I'm reading it too. Gives me specific directions how to fuck with you. I know that you like to think you're so macho, but you smell like ball sacks and nachos. I work while you and your boyfriend Steve drink and play sports in a fantasy league. You're as sharp as a stick that I rub on my lips, so go ahead and take a shot. I'm sure that you'll miss, like the laundry, the toilet, the grocery list. If you'd stop fucking up, I wouldn't have to get pissed.
My life was fine till you had to come along and wreck it. Could you please
Lloyd.
just shut your face for 10 seconds? You cry about everything, but can't decide what you want. I'm hungry, I'm fat, I'm cold, I'm hot. You call it complex, but you would call you a mess. You take 2 hours to come, 3 more to get dressed. You got a lotion for this, you got a cream for that. Got any perfume that smells like get the fuck off my back? When things are good, they're great, and it's like I'm dreaming. Until your junk starts bleeding and you turn to a demon. It ain't summer eve, don't try to play me like a douche. You want a bite of my fruit? Well, you can swallow the truth.
Don't even bring up swallow. The first man on earth ain't a tough act to follow. One pump chump and you hung like a weasel. Ditch the fig leaf, get
Woman, I just don't know what your problem is. All I know is you're acting like a colossal bitch.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, too.
Alright, nice.
Don't even think about
Okay,
it.
that's fine. We could eat.
Oh god, that beat makes me want to throw up. That just sounds so bad. What the fuck were they thinking with the music? Not even
I should
bring in the
mention
rap.
it sounds like porn music.
Oh, is that what they're?
yeah.
Oh, is that intentional?
I think maybe I don't know. No
Whatever it was,
confirmation.
it just does not sound good.
I don't know how to feel about it. I didn't like the weird like accent that it was just like an ambiguous accent that Lloyd was putting on for no reason. And then I don't know. I'll just give it to Jenna Marbles because who doesn't miss Jenna Marbles? Am I right?
I can't get the beat out of my head. Bump, 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 up. Rear.
That means it's a good beat. It's stuck in your head.
Bump, bump, bump. Rear. Bump, bump, bump. It's so stupid. And could they pick two whiter people? Jesus Christ. Because when I was first listening to the beat, I'm like, oh, are they making fun of white people music or something? That's what I was thinking. Like, oh, well, I don't know. It's something about the music and the color of their skin resonated with me. Bacon, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so this is to me pretty much the weakest of all your VI. It's so bland. There's nothing to really like. It's just generic sexist jokes. But
Yeah.
like I know for that time it was like, just before this is also back to back biblical characters, funny enough. But before they got Snoop Dogg, now they got Jenna Marbles, also a big deal on YouTube. But really they didn't think much besides like, hey, she could be Eve and she's like in a bikini, and that's the extent that goes to. I don't think there's any actual like if you look at the views, this has for some reason over 80 million. It's not for its quality, that's for sure. But no, it's like there's a couple lines that are like, okay, they kind of work, but it's not worth it. And they're like talking about the laundry and they're wearing leaves. It's stupid funny in that way, but not much else to write about.
Gotcha. Yeah, it is.
I will
interesting.
say,
Oh, go for Capn. Sorry.
There was the one line that when she said it, I did remember was, I can't even remember what it is now, but it was the one where shave your own back. Is it rub your own dick, shave your own back, or which way is it? I don't remember. When she said that,
Suck
I
your
was
own
like,
dick.
yeah, that one. Yeah, suck your own dick, shave your own back. I did remember it when she said it, and I was like, okay. So that's the one line that I think is memorable.
Okay, listening to it again, the next line after it, that apple's the best thing you bit so far. I think the flow there sounds kind of fun in a way, but then it just kind of ends.
It doesn't matter how good
we know Gemma won.
The bars are, considering just how bad that beat was. Jesus Christ. I just cannot get over that. Any other? Oh, I wanted to mention, like, view-wise, interesting. Why the heck does this one have so many views compared to the Moses versus Santa Claus one? Even the Batman versus Sherlock one. This does not seem like
I think Moses
doesn't seem
versus
like
Santa might have a bit more.
Does it? Let me just. Oh, it does. Okay, I thought
Yeah.
it said 82. Okay, but still, I'm surprised people wanted to tune in for this one. Oh God, stop it! Okay. Any other additional lore you wanted to drop in for that one?
It came out kind of for a Valentine's Day celebration. Couple days before.
That's hilarious. All right, how much did I hate that one? I hated it a lot. I'm putting that one at the very, very bottom.
It deserved.
The beats of these two. Actually, the beat for the Sarah Palin Lady Gaga one, it wasn't bad at all. This one was just memorable. This one was offensive. That's how bad that one is. Alrighty. Coming up next. Thank God, a good one. Gandhi versus Martin Luther King. Oh, really quick. That's what this took here. Goody grief. I thought it was kind of funny. Okay, that's fair enough. Senero Gato 287. God should have been third party. Hey, that would have.
Oh, that's the lore I'm missing. Okay, yeah, God was intended as third party, and we have his scrapped lyrics. They suck.
Oh no, they just scrapped it because they're bad.
Actually, should I look it up and say it real quick? It's stupid
Please,
hilarious.
please,
but,
please, yeah. Let me continue reading these chats in the meantime. the chick, welcome in. Isn't it like 3 a.m. over there right now? It's okay to be delirious and recalling anything that's tough. It is. I am in the time and Capn quick. Right, Capn? I think that's true.
Yeah, we're in basically the same time. Yeah.
Okay, I have the. Okay, funny enough, the scrap lyric starts with Eve. She says, "Your back is hairy, your balls smell like Godzilla. It's like you evolved from some kind of gorilla." Which I'm pointing that out because eventually they did Kong versus Godzilla, so it's funny.
Yeah.
Then, oh my god, literal, oh my god. You both need each other, but you need some other things too, because only 1 hole plus 1 hole can possibly equal 2. So work on yourself and inspire, homie. Don't tell her what to do, because your little penis can't imagine what her vagina's prepared to do. When she pushes out a tiny little version of your whiny ass, you're going to feel pretty stupid about the fight you had about the trash. I don't think this flow even fits that beat anyway.
It's all
Yeah. I also think that it would have. I think that they probably wanted to keep it kind of like centrist, if in a way, if you like, if you want to say that, where it's like she talks shit to Adam talks shit to Eve. It wasn't necessarily like overly misogynistic or misandrist or whatever, however you want to say it, like what either direction. So I feel like if they would have added they would have either gotten. It's like if they added more, it either would have gotten hate from people saying they were being too sexist, or from people like from sexist people being like, "Oh, why'd you let the like," you know what I mean, something like that. So
yeah. Also, this doesn't even rhyme. It's 2 TOO, then 2 TWO. What to do, prepared to do. Like, they weren't trying.
Damn. Yeah, I was hearing them like, did you just rhyme do with do? So. Damn, I can't believe they made a decision that actually made it better by cutting that part. All right. Gandhi versus Martin Luther King Jr. Check it out.
Martin Luther King versus Gandhi! You want to battle with? See who's a better pacifist? I fought the caste system, but you still cannot touch this. Slumdog Skillionaire, first name Messiah. Rap so hot, I spit yoga fire. Everything you preach, I said it first. You should jot down these words, plagiarize my whole word. Leave your thoughts on the door, like the real Martin Luther. I'm not thinking you shall overcome this, Junior.
I'm the king of civil rights, from the city to suburbia. No shoes, no shirt, but I'm still gonna serve ya. Make you swallow your words so you can break the fast. And thank God Almighty you can eat at last. I admire the way you broke the British power, but I have a dream that one day you'll take a shower. Like the H in your name, you ought to remain silent. Flatten your style like bread, non-violent.
You would know about bread, Dr. Birmingham sandwich. Boycott those grits, sit in with some spinach. With Protestant women, the same advice goes. Always stay away from the holes.
I've got so much street cred, they write my name on the sides. I'd bring you for tech support, but I got a Nobel Prize. Nigga, we got more beef than one of your sacred cows, but I'm about to forgive you so hard right now.
I am passively resisting the fact that you suck. I am celibate because I don't give a fuck.
Hold on! Who's that? You just
That's just fun. I just hate that it's so short. I wanted them to go on more.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, who doesn't love Key and Peele? Surprisingly good rappers too. Is it problematic for a black person to do an Indian accent?
The thing with that is, I'd say Key and Peele on their show basically give their own creative control of, impersonating who they want to. So they do Latino accents, they do Middle Eastern portrayals, all that. So I think because they do it there, they seem fine to just do it on their own norms in the ERB channel. And you can tell that they really wrote, for the most part, these lines, because they're the types of jokes that they would definitely make.
Definitely, yeah. I get that creative freedom that they had for sure. Yeah, in terms of music, I think it sounds good. Not mind blowing in terms of the beat, but the bars I think is what really sells this one. Kevin, did you share your thoughts yet?
I kind of just agree with you guys, honestly. I thought it was a pretty good one. I think it's so short because it's just when they get guests like this, it probably is just on a time crunch. They probably can't get them for very long. So they probably just write them shorter for that reason, so they don't have to end up cutting more stuff. But this, I would say, is interesting that it's probably the biggest like guests at the time. But how many views does it have?
Yeah, I've noticed that one.
It's almost
too.
at 100.
Almost at 100.
It's almost at 100, but comparatively to the other ones that have been, I guess Snoop Dogg was around. I guess it was only a little bit less than that.
Yeah.
But still, I guess it's kind of just interesting because you'd assume that one would go crazy just because Key and Peele is so, especially at the time, were so famous.
I remember at the time, like the obviously the views have increased a lot because people rewatch these all the time. But I was expecting like double or triple the views. Very strange. Because they were mega big. They're I wonder how many views their most popular skit has. Probably hella views.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Anyways, let's rank this one. I think it's great. I would put it pretty high up here.
Oh. On their YouTube channel, the most watched video, that's just on YouTube though, is 38 million views from 3 years ago.
Gotcha.
That's real. That's interesting, yeah.
Yeah, I will say, as you said, they probably did have limited time, and this is like right as they were doing their first season. They knew Lloyd, so they had already, gotten contact for that. Very, very great opportunity for them to join. But I do think it's weird that the second time around they got bigger and they clearly had more of a time crunch, but they managed to write more for Jordan versus Ali. But in that case, I think they could have switched around the time that they had for the battles because that would have been perfection to me. Because they did have there's a lot more to write about Gandhi that I think was missed. But I would say it's still great for it. Like it's a very high tier ERB, but it's also like I also enjoy Key and Peele sketches a bit more than I do with this ERB at least.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it's like Key and Peele like just brought their A game to it, and it's like they're a little like more of a comedy tier. Over ERB, which is ERB is comedy rap, but it's also like they can only do so much with the format, whereas Key and Peele has a lot more freedom to what they want to do for their sketches and be a bit more offensive in comparison.
Absolutely.
I think that's interesting the way like pointing that out too is not just comparing it to the other like rap battles, but also like just their comedy sketches in general. Because I would say that this is probably lower tier for their comedy, like just in terms of like it just isn't as funny necessarily, but it's still more popular than a lot of the stuff on YouTube at least.
And
I'm sure
also I
the
checked
network stuff is probably did better.
Yeah, real quick, I did find that the most viewed sketch that they have is very understandable. It's the substitute teacher, one with 228 million views. This would actually be second place because
228 million.
Yeah, and then after that is one with 70 million, which is the auction block sketch.
Wow. And you could not escape those quotes when that came out. So in terms of the comedy, I feel like they were probably even planning to do this themselves. I feel like this would definitely be like a middle tier kind of Key and Peele sketch.
Definitely actually, there's a extra lore to it. Jordan Peele did eventually portray Martin Luther King for a sketch later on after that battle, where Key was playing Malcolm X, and they were like trying to one up each other.
Oh, that's funny. Very good, very good. All right, let's move on to the next one. Nikola Tesla versus Thomas Edison. Johnny Ohms, welcome in. Yo, fancy seeing you. And when he's not just a regular schmegular head moderator.
Oh wow, that's actually a huge jump though. Because I completely forgot that Key and Peele is on the Comedy Central YouTube channel too. Sorry, but yeah, it's a huge jump to 228 million down to 70 million for the next one.
Yeah. Cape Row feels like definitely. It really does.
The hug, I think, sold it.
Good grief. He did not, in fact, stay away from. Continue on. They're both good. They were both very good. That's a good one. Like, who would you say won in that one, actually? Between Gandhi and Marilyn. I know we've been skipping because it doesn't really matter for most of them.
Yeah.
When they're both good.
The people won.
The people. Absolutely.
Yeah. I say Martin Luther King, honestly. He's one of my favorites.
The Yoga Fire, that's just a Street Fighter reference, right? That's why
It is, yeah.
That's what pulls over me. Big Street Fighter fan. Continuing. Wait, Capn, did you have a actual opinion on who won that last one? I think I might have been cut out. Who do you think won the Gandhi versus Martin Luther King?
I'm telling you, the people won. They hugged it out, and then we all won. We all won as a society.
Thomas Edison! Was it Nikola Tesla? We're going step up! You'll be shocked when I spit and start static. I'll rip your style and add it to my long list of patents. While you were busy digging ditches and burning bridges, I'm pumping out inventions, stacking riches. So go back to your pigeons. You're a geek, plagued by OCD. You never had sex, but you sure got screwed by me. I crushed you, Tesla. There's just no putting it gently. I don't alternate my flow. I diss you directly.
I see a universe of infinite energy, but no potential for threat from this enemy. So you can call me Tesla, Nikola, impeccably dressed, giving lessons in electrical nemesis. This will be on the test, so confess to your thefts and let the whole world know what the Serbian did for the Wizard of Menlo. History is getting rewritten, and I have read your best invention was a way to steal credit.
The truth hurts, you're broke and washed up. Don't
Hey,
give
that's
a
the song.
smidgen about your visions. If they can't make a buck, I conduct business. Understood, things you never could. So dope that I even make New Jersey look good. I'm on the record, I invented. You got duped there, I said it. Now bet you $50,000 that you'll never forget it. Without me, here's a taste of what this battle would be. No lights, no camera, no sound. See?
You fool! You think that you can touch me with this? You couldn't handle my gifts with your greedy little mind. What's inside mine was ahead of its own time. You did not steal from me, you stole me from mankind. It's a wireless transmission of truth, and it's a shocking real story of a biker with you. And if the people knew you stopped me from making power free, they would curse the Con Edison with every utility.
Whole world! Who's there? Yo!
That beat's pretty cool. I was not
like
paying
the beat a
attention
lot.
to so many. I was distracted by the beat. Honestly, I'm like, oh, I'm digging this. But from what I did manage to hear from the lyrics, I thought it was decent. No complaints there. I was just sad.
I just find it interesting.
Go on.
No, you can go.
I was gonna say, I'm getting tired of EpicLLOYD. I just don't like his voice anymore. It's just starting to grate on me. I know he's trying so hard to switch it up, and I thank God he did that. Otherwise, I would have been really upset.
I just find it interesting what they decide to do, like a lot of research on, because this one feels like there was a little bit more like they put a little bit more detailed research into like writing the disses. Like they seemed a little bit more knowledgeable on this than certain other things, which were more pop culture. So I don't know. It was just kind of a weird one for me, I guess.
Yeah, definitely some interesting historical commentary and analysis. Guys, Bacon, what did you?
Yeah, for this one, I want to start with matchup itself, which is just the very basic Tesla versus Edison. Now, it was like he mentions Reddit, and it's because during that time Reddit was very much having this sort of I don't know how to describe it. Like they were really interested in Tesla as a figure, and they're talking about the war of currents, which is what they were part of to lead to this fight between them. But in that, Peter was obviously taken aware because I think he was starting to get on Reddit for that moment. So he was aware of that, and he was actually, I believe, this is my theory, but I believe the success of Jobs versus Gates as a rivalry and for their battle made it so that they decided, you know what, we can do Tesla versus Edison just because of the impact that one had. I think there was like a mini series, I think it was like American Genius or something, where they show these feuds in history. So one was also like the Wright brothers versus these other inventors, and Jobs versus Gates, and Tesla versus Edison was among them. So it's like, I think it kind of correlates to what they were wanting to do to show this. Now, as for the research, it is kind of obvious that they were trying to make it so that it looks like Edison's the bad guy and Tesla's the winner. I don't agree there. I think Edison had a lot more to say against Tesla to where it sounded like he was hitting harder, and Tesla was like, you stole my stuff, and also guess what? Other stuff you invented is stolen, and he kind of just repeats it. So I don't really like that part of it because it aged in the sense that you kind of expect more in a rap battle. But it does sound great. Like I agree with you there with the beat. And this is about them fighting over their electric flows from back then, AC versus DC. I think the flow is really off the charts. Like somehow they managed to actually make flow as a part of the theme of this battle. So it's like, it just sounds really great.
Yeah, clever. Yeah, I wonder if in production wise, like since it is like electricity based, you gotta have a good flow. I wonder if that's what they thought of as they were writing it, singing it.
Yeah. Oh, and it's since it's Dante portraying Tesla, he had a Tesla costume that he showed in his own channel that made ERB fans who obviously knew about him from the crew go like, oh, since you look like that, so much like Tesla, that you should be the one playing him. So obviously they also wanted the battle to happen from that. But it is him and Peter doing the rap. So I guess it's because maybe he's not like enough of a technical rapper that it sounds good on his own, that Peter also helped with, making it sound great, as you can hear. And that the only other time that happened was with Leonidas, where it's Lloyd doing the voice for Jesse Wellens. But in that one, it's completely Lloyd dubbing over him.
Gotcha. Very interesting. Now I want to hear the start of that beat.
Thomas Edison! Was it Nikola Tesla?
Step up, you'll be shocked when
I guess it picks up in a bit later. But yeah, I thought it was good. Though I'm very torn on where to place it. It's very much a middle of the road one for me. I'll put it at the bottom of. It's okay. So I have fun with that one, I guess. I'll leave it right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming up next here. I have never listened to this one. Babe Ruth versus Lance Armstrong. Let's check it out. I know who these figures are.
Yeah, this one's.
I don't know too much about them, but I'm curious to see if it's good or bad. That's what I'm most curious.
Yeah. Just happens to be the least viewed of the season.
Really? Wow, 39 million views.
Oh, wow.
What a stinker. Wow, they really fell off. Oh, really quick. Just make sure. Yeah, so they did catch my Kaya reference for that one. Thank you, chatters. Shock. This is for Kaya, Tesla, free Kaya, guy, Hassan Shock, his dog. We're known about these people. So that Tesla married his pigeon. Oh, that's what that line comes from. The first documented ace scientist, possibly trans, depending on how you read it.
That's the fiction?
I think the ace part is definitely, I didn't hear about trans or that he married his pigeon officially or anything.
But the ace one was true?
Yeah, he has, as Edison said, he died a virgin.
Ace King.
Also, I did.
Shoutouts.
I did hear the Hassan joke. It's funny enough, the subreddit had made that a couple weeks prior.
No way. Yeah, dude, it even reached your community. That's hilarious. Cool. All right, let's continue.
Babe Ruth versus Lance Armstrong! Bring it! Before I let loose with this ruthless aggression, I'll let you be the second fat woman here in my confession. I admit it, I did what I had to do to win. I'm an athlete, you're a specimen of sin. With your drinking and smoking and choking down food. I know French dudes with better manners than you. So swing, batter, show me what a fatter rapper could do. I beat cancer, I can sure as hell crack you.
You live strong, beat cancer. Congratulations! Now I'll drop your ass faster than your own foundation. Third base with an Olsen twin. That's the sensation. She's just a little girl. Would you give her a bracelet? Whole nation knows you ride too tight in the crotch. You're as bored as your Tour de France to watch. So come on, little buddy, don't look so pissed. With all that blood and attitude, you're like a menstrual cyclist.
You set records before black men could compete. Are you kidding me? That's like having a pasta contest without Italy. You're an orphan who found his way to fortune and fame. Just think what you could have done if you would have actually trained. I'm the pinnacle of physical condition. While you dip your stick in prostitutes and call it foul tipping. Are you tripping? You'll be nothing but a skeleton. Messing with the fellow in yellow who will be pedaling like hell up in the Peloton.
It's the bottom of the ninth against the tuxedo in a bathing suit filled with more artificial ingredients than a baby root. That may be way too soon, but I'll call my shot. I'm not talking about those Italians or wedges you brought. The Sultan of SWAT will knock you right out of the park and round the basin to the sound of uproaring applause while you hang your head in shame and disgrace because you got lost and forgot what real sportsmanship was.
You look tired, kid. You got Cheryl Crow's feet eyes. Head along to France and maybe bring me back some fries. But if you step to Ruth in the mic, I'll fan your fancy bike and all. You're out for 3 strikes and just 1 ball.
Who won? Who's next?
Was this before or after that we learned that Lance Armstrong did steroids?
Yeah, it was right after because he was a trending topic, so they decided to go with the battle for him.
Gotcha. I didn't mention that in the raps, did they?
Oh, they did. It was
okay.
hinting at it, not directly. So it was
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
Not talking about the Italian syringes you bought.
I see.
Filled with more artificial ingredients.
There
so
we
yeah.
go. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Okay, it's very very topical then, for sure.
Tell me if I'm a little off base here. And obviously, the visual stylings is very much like season 2, but I almost feel like this song or like this battle could be like in season 1. Just the delivery of it isn't bad, but I don't know. It feels kind of like almost simplistic. It's definitely following the stylings of 2, but I don't know. There's just something about it that feels kind of lacking to me.
My critique is a weird one. It sounds mixed bad. Like I don't know why, it just does not sound good. The way that, especially EpicLLOYD, it sounds muddy. His lines, it's just hard to hear.
It might be intentional, like they did before with the like the voice filter, but I don't know. Like,
Oh yeah, probably because of Babe Ruth. I think the flows to it are more to season 2. Season 1 didn't have as much of that, so it's kind of like
The beat is very. I feel like it was very generic, not very fun. I mean, it'd be hard to make
maybe
like
that's
a.
kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe that's why it's feeling that way to me.
Yeah, yeah, I get.
yeah, it's meant to be with the sports theme, I'd say.
Yeah.
Really, it is. Oh, okay, let me listen to it just a little more.
With aggression, I'll let you be the second fat woman here in my.
Yeah, it did not. I guess. I don't know how you would make a sports beat.
Sports like things on sports channels like stingers and stuff are honestly pretty generic anyway, so it kind of makes sense that it sounds generic.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and also for that line, Lance Armstrong was dissing Oprah better than her ERB.
Any lore you want to drop for us, Mr. Bacon?
I think for that one, it's just the matchup. Some people are still confused on it, and I say it's really just that they were inspirational hero athletes
No,
for
that
their
makes sense.
time.
The matchup makes sense to me.
Yeah, some people kind of don't get it as much, and I didn't at first because there was a really kind of dumb hint that Dante did where it's like, Pi Day has to do with these rappers, and I guess it's maybe like the circles on a bike, the circle of baseball or something.
Stupid.
But yeah. But either way, I think it's kind of that. They kind of also had their fall from grace in different ways. And a lot of people love Babe Ruth's last verse, though. The funny thing is they tried to do a moral stance against Thomas Edison for what he did, but it doesn't really work because it doesn't have variety. Whereas this one, it's very much like Babe Ruth talking down and how, like, basically forming it in a way that to make Lance Armstrong feel shame and just touching a lot upon his career, basically. So that's why it really works for a lot of people.
I see. Jade also thinks that they were both unsportsmanlike in conduct, filled with scandals. Why she thinks they made a good matchup.
Yeah, you can say it.
Jade says the mix is iffy because the sports are not coordinating well. It is kind of, I suppose, yeah. Armstrong too defensive. Babe Ruth was. Or hot chips and toast. Saying my sub goal. Oh, I have an idea for what I want to do for 6K, but I'll do that on my next read. Yo, Ivan, welcome in.
Oh, another issue with their research. They said that he was playing baseball before black people. That is true, but everybody knows that baseball is being run by the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans, and the Dominicans do look black sometimes, but there's a difference.
I am so divorced from the sports universe, so I'll take your word for it, Capn Quazar.
Yeah, honestly, same. But there is one line I will say feels weird to include because he's complimenting him. He's like saying, "You're an orphan who found his way to fortune and fame," and he's saying, "Like just think what you could have done if you actually trained." But I think like starting it with a compliment is weird because you're already giving him like more props to that just because he didn't train. It's not like Gandhi versus MLK, because in that one MLK was like, I admire the way you broke the British power, because that's true, but he then does the diss, I have a dream that one day you'll take a shower. So it's like compliment doesn't take away from the insult, but I don't know, he doesn't have an insult there per se.
Gotcha. Drinking this one, I'll put in the sad face. I like it a little more than the first It's Peter versus EpicLLOYD, but like a little less than Beethoven and was that Mozart? Mozart and Justin Bieber.
Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Mozart is actually the next one.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. One of my fucking favorites, Mozart versus Tiffany Tutro. I'm so happy y'all are still alive. Thank you so much for coming in. I think we'll end it at the end of season 2 since we have broken the 3-hour mark. Let's finish off the last 2 songs here.
My name is Skrillex, man. Welcome to the Devil's Den. I'm a scary monster up in this Sprite and frilly pants. You're a weirdo, Wolfie. You're into powdered wigs and poo. And your cousin blew notes on your little magic flute. Daddy issues make the Jackson 5 look like the family circus. You might have been a genius, but you died broke and worthless. I'm rich, acclaimed, and famous. I'm a playlist. I'm the A-list. You're the lamest. Kiss my ass. I'm a dance.
Was that a verse, or did you just get the hiccups? I'm a prodigy, Sonny, and I'm about to smack a bitch up. My music is 200 years old, and it's still excellent. In 2 more months, the world will forget about your Skrillex. I can't believe the way you dress when you step out of the house. You're like an emo Steve Urkel, you reek of dead mouse. I am the world's greatest composer. No one knows what you are, except a lonely little troll who knows how to press a space bar.
I attack, you decay. Can't sustain my releases. Sidechain, wolf game. Bangarang you to pieces. I'm a self-made man. You're a slave to your papa. I'm a rock star. Mix it with the bass and
Drop ya.
global. My strobes glow like Chernobyl. Kids explode and get mobile. No one even knows you. I make the whole world move. You play community theater. I gained your same fame from home on a blown out speaker.
Oh yes, I've heard that EP, and see I transcribed it here. Tell me, what comes after the 68th measure of diarrhea? And what kind of drugs does it take to enjoy this? I've no idea. I've seen more complexity in a couch from IKEA. You go piano to forte-issimo. That means soft to very, very loud. Cause I'm guessing that you didn't know. Why don't you put down your Cubase and pick up a real ball? I rocked harder than you when I was 5 years old.
Wow, dude. Oh my god, that is just so good from start to finish. Obviously, it's so cool having the whole Skrillex elements and all the Mozart elements for each of their verses, and at the end for Mozart's last verse, it's a combination of the two, which is really cool. Yeah, it's fantastic. The bars are not that, mind-blowingly crazy, but they're serviceable. They're great. They serve the music very well, I thought.
I think they focused more on references rather than like biting, like disses, which I think kind of worked, but they could have gone a little bit harder on each other.
Yeah, I would think it's actually more of a song than actually the two people trying to like rap at each other, which I appreciate. I like that a lot, actually. Bacon, what do you think?
Yeah, really, I agree with you. This being one of the best they made because of how it sounds musically. It's such it's pleasant to the ears because this is again a Jesse Cale beat where he's mixing dubstep elements to Skrillex. He's making classical violin parts to Mozart. And I remember this is like kind of a monumental moment for when it released for audio, like early audio, because ERBs back then were like they released it early. Someone in New Zealand would buy it, and then they release it to the public before the video came out. So if you wanted to hear the ERB before the video, this was my favorite moment. I remember really loving how it sounded when I, heard that it was out, and they got acknowledged by ERB as well, but Epic Rap Battle Parodies had also decided to make their own version of this matchup to really like influence the fan-made rap battle community. But when that happened, this one came out and they were pretending to actually be the ones who released it. Like they were pretending they were ERB and that they wrote something for the battle. So it was pretty funny because that's a very monumental moment for the community. Now, as for this in particular, this matchup, it was very requested. So it was like, people thought it was going to be Bieber versus Beethoven 2. Then they realized that Mozart was probably going to be in the mix. Then they hear that Skrillex was probably going to be in the battle. They thought maybe he was going to back up Bieber or something. And this is all because Beethoven appeared in Peter versus Lloyd. They thought he was going to appear again. But no, it was just this, and I'm really glad it did.
It was I would have hated having Bieber back on. They did the
it's
right
definitely
shit.
a spiritual successor, though. In that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. For sure. And not only that, they had the actual Skrillex perform live with them for this one because he was there.
Yeah, I think I saw that around the time this came out. That's great. Very cool.
I mean, I mean, this one is very, as you said, it's does more references than actual like digging, except for Skrillex trying to actually do more with Quazar's personal life. Skrillex didn't have much of a personal life to use, so they more did like, I'm more, musically competent than you. And then he also says how Skrillex is a fad. I always bring up that like Skrillex, like people think, he's like way back then. No one cares about him now. He gets like more monthly listeners than Kiss. If you check on Spotify, like he's still pretty big in the EDM community. And I appreciate that they have a lot of references to like actual music apply there. Like Smack My Bitch Up is from The Prodigy, which is an actual influence to the type of music that Skrillex would go on to make. So that kind of stuff, if you're in the know, if you know what attack, decay, sustain, release, all that is also applied to EDM. So it's very creative because they went all out with that. So you just have to appreciate to know.
Awesome. Thanks so much for all that insight. It's very cool. Yeah, thanks for reminding me that Skrillex did know about this, and then he embraced the meme as
I will say it's interesting. Do you know, Bacon, if they maybe just used up their like guest tokens early on? Because I'm just kind of surprised these last 4 are just them. And not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but didn't space it out that well.
What's also funny, I almost didn't mention, is this was confirmed apparently by Nice Peter on an MMA or something, but they legitimately were going to have Peter do Skrillex, and then you kind of realized he doesn't look like Skrillex, and then that's where Lloyd came in. But it was going to be a guest rapper to do Mozart against Peter as Skrillex. And then it was later confirmed, I think, on the Patreon. It's on the wiki, so they actually did show it. But apparently they were getting in contact with either Andre 3000 or Robert Downey Jr.
What?
It's weird. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know if they were actually about to do it, though.
Yeah, that's crazy. No, okay, that kind of makes sense, because that's kind of what I was expecting, is either they had like things that they were trying to line up that kind of fell through, so they had to kind of just fill in for those last ones. But yeah, I just found that kind of interesting that these last 4 to round off season 2 kind of don't have any guests, whereas the beginning of the season was pretty like guest heavy.
I don't know if you guys saw, but I ranked it pretty high up. I like that one a whole lot.
That's deserved.
I put a lot of stock in like the actual how the stuff sounds in terms of like the music and the vocals. So I just thought it all sounded really, really good. Let's read some comments. Honestly, Mozart was right about dubstep, says Andrew. Ooh, we got a dubstep hater. I'm more of a belief, like, any genre has the capacity of sounding really good. Any genre, even country.
I can show you some pretty bad stuff.
Yeah, I think dubstep just fizzled out, and it became other forms of music afterwards.
The bars were very good during that time. This one was cursed. Jade's not a big fan of this one at all. Any guy named Skrillex probably sucks dick. Oh my god.
That's from Epic Rap Battle Parodies.
Oh, okay. So it's not just someone being like crazy in the chat. I've never even heard of Epic Rap Battle Parodies. You know who ERB12 is?
ERB12.
Yeah.
I know ERB10.
10. Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah, exactly. And you're referring to like Willy Wonka versus Ronald McDonald.
Yes, we'll get to that.
That was hilarious. Yeah.
It's much more even-handed take on modern versus classical music compared to Bieber versus Beethoven. Mozart's line was just dissing dubstep, not Skrillex. He dissed the way he looks a little bit too.
Yeah. I mean, Skrillex was the face of dubstep, so it's more like a dig at how his whole image is really just those types of noises that he, was insulting.
This was the first time I thought about dubstep in years. This is trash. Throw the whole thing away. Skrillex is a living person, though. I don't blame them for not going hard into him. I don't think they would have. If there was enough to make fun of him, I think they would have.
I mean, they had a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
I think the only news for him as a celebrity at the time was he was dating Ellie Goulding.
Oh, Jade, I also love black metal. Shout outs. Tiffany, have I missed Joan of Arc? No, we haven't got. We probably won't get to that tonight. We're listening to our last one, Rasputin versus Stalin. Check it out.
Rasputin versus
nobody, oh. Try messing with the man, monk, you'll be sorry, oh. How many dictators does it take to turn an empire into a union to ruin the states? It's a disgrace what you did to your own people. Your daddy beat you like a dog and now you're evil. You're from Georgia, sweet Georgia, and history books unfold ya as a messed up motherfucker bit in the mind. With a superpower, but it paid the price. With the endless destruction of Russian lies. You're a man of steel, I spit kryptonite. Big dick, mystic, known to hypnotize. I can end you with a whisper to your eyes.
Look into my eyes, you perverted witch. See the soul of the man who made Mother Russia his bitch. You think I give a fuck about my wife? My own son got locked up in prison, and I didn't save his life. You get up easy when they pickle that moose cock. I'd leave your neck in a noose in a trench and shot. Your whole family shot. All your wizard friends shot. Anyone who sold you pierogi shot. Starving for days so you waste away. I even crushed motherfuckers when I'm laying in state. Kind of Lennon took Trotsky out of the picture. Dropped the hammer on you harder than I bitch slapped Hitler. I have no pride for you who ruined everything my revolution was doing to stop the bourgeoisie. I fought the bondage of classes, the proletariat masses that brought me here to spit a thesis against both of your asses. Let me start with you there, Frankenstein, looking like something out of R.L. Stein. It's hip-hop chowder, red of a wine. This is odds why I can't do shit tonight. And Joseph, you were supposed to be my right-hand man, but your loyalty shriveled up like your right-hand man. My whole future was bright. You let your heart grow dark and stop the greatest revolution since the birth of Marx.
Knock, 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 knock. Did somebody say birthmarks?
Yo, I'm the host with the most glass nose. Assholes made a mess and the war got cold. Shook hands with both Ronalds, Reagan and McDonald's, no doubt. If your name ends with in, time to get out. I have the balls to let Baryshnikov dance.
Who you buy?
Go down that wall like the Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah. You two need yoga. You need a shower. And you all need to learn how to handle real power.
Did somebody say real power? Da, you want to mess with me? I spit hard bars when I'm crushing these beats. Blow it up like a tuba while I'm balling in Cuba. Doing judo moves and schooling every communist suka. I'm a president, my prime. My enemy don't distract me. The last man who attacked me. Let the half-life to contract up at me. You know what you're doing when you try to boss around because I'm on like pudding. You find that the XKGB is the best MC in the FCCCP.
Wow. That one's just so epic from start to finish. My favorite out of all of them is definitely not Rasputin, Stalin. So he just has such an aggressive and evil and anger in his voice. I just think it's so raw and powerful for rapping. I think he rocked.
I get that they did this one because it was like kind of a bigger project with the many different characters and stuff, but I almost feel like the Mozart versus Skrillex would have worked better as like a finishing for the season. Because this one almost feels like a little bit like not random because they obviously did historical figures before, but I just feel like I don't know, it feels a little bit different than the lineup of how they were heading, but I liked it. I definitely liked it. It was a good one. I don't know who I think did the best though. Who won?
I'm shocked, Capn. For some reason I thought this would be your favorite out of the whole season.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I just figured you'd be more appreciative of the actual like historical figures instead of like pop artists or movie celebrities or something like that.
I can like both.
Bacon, what are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, so this is obviously like the big Royale, as the Russian Royale as they put it, where they do 5 people coming in with their own verse, and was really kind of influential for this format where a lot of people also wanted to try their hand in it and do it with several different themes. So this one is in particular coming from the lore ERB was dropping, where at the end of Peter versus Lloyd, they put a random quote by Vladimir Putin: "If season 2 doesn't have a Russian character, I'll kill nice Peter with my bare hands." So, comments kept coming like, "Oh, when are you going to add the Russian? How about this as a Russian idea?" And, not many people were thinking of, what it could be. So they ended with, why not, all the Russians that are known to have influenced the government in an impactful way, which is where it's Rasputin, having brought the fall of the monarch for the Tsar and his family, Stalin obviously taking the absolute power for the Soviet government, and Lenin having created that, then Gorbachev weakening that power to bring it to a more let's say a less communist state, obviously, so that there's more peace towards them and other countries, but then Putin coming back with wanting to rule Russia in a more authoritarian way. Now, I think it's funny ending on Putin where they're trying to make him all tough and cool. It backfired on them. It looks bad now at age
Yeah.
because they did the same with Elon Musk. So they keep
Oh
putting
no.
themselves in that circle where they're
Yeah.
like they don't know, but they also just it looks funny now.
Definitely.
Now between them, I do think Lennon was maybe my favorite for them. Lennon actually, Peter dressed as Lennon actually looks like the guy on the right for your background. Funny enough, is what I'm thinking of.
Oh, so they can't see it on the stream, but he looks like Legal Mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
What I was looking at, and like that looks just kind of like him. Got the same mustache and all. But yeah, anyway, for all this to culminate in it, I do think it's a fitting finale. I don't think it's better than Mozart versus Skrillex as a finale though, but I do prefer Mozart versus Skrillex as a battle.
I do. I agree with you too. I think it's a great way to end it, but Mozart vs. Skrillex definitely better standalone too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
With all that context that you gave about the quote, that does make sense why they added that for the last one. It's kind of like more of a deep cut for the fan type of thing, and that makes sense.
Yeah. Also, I do know of this guy who's been a veteran fan for so long, really as much as me, where he also directly had a comment that Peter saw where he was suggesting, he was thinking also Putin for a Russian figure, and he was learning about Rasputin. So he had actually said, hey, how about Rasputin versus Putin? And Peter actually saw it and liked it. So he, I don't know if maybe that could have been a subconscious influence to create the battle and start with Rasputin. But it definitely does fit because Rasputin was, even though he was in control of the government, he was the reason why it went through a change because of his actions.
Awesome. I gotta say, thank you both so much for joining us today. This is our list at the moment. So we've only made it a third of the way through the series. So we might actually have to do 2 more streams the next upcoming weekend. So thank you guys so much. Bacon, what would you like to plug? Anything you want to say before I acknowledge the chat and close everything out?
Yeah, like as you had my Discord server link for joining other like-minded ERB fans, where we like all this that I know, I also share with everyone, just so like you get more of the context with this series, because it is a lot to talk about. I say, it's also just in general great for knowing other rap battle creators because they influence the genre. Now there's other people also doing, like right now they're dormant, they're picking up the slack to give fans something, so there might be something for everyone in terms of who they're using for characters. Obviously more based on pop culture, but yeah, that's a great way to get to know more people directly on the Discord.
Awesome. Yeah, great. Thank you so much. If you guys love Epic Rap Battles history, make sure to join the Discord and you'll be able to interact with Bacon more there too. Captain Quazar, a surprise guest. Hopefully you can join us for the rest of them, and I'll make sure to advertise you for the upcoming ones as well. Captain Quazar, do you have anything to say to close things out?
Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it. Go follow me. Go subscribe to me at Capn Quazar, CAPNQUAZAR.
I have Captain Quazar's channel in the description if you'd like to subscribe to the Captain.
That works too.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Andrew, thank you so much for becoming a member of the supporter. Thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. Jules is cool. Andrew skates badly. Jape Rowe. SpongeBob So Pants. Oh, we'll probably do this again next weekend. So if you guys love this one, make sure to follow us for the next one. So we're going to be entering uncharted waters. I do not know much beyond season 2. So most of them I'm going to be listening to for the first time. And Mooney, our my beloved moderator, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you get some good sleep. So thank you so much for staying up and moderating for me tonight. JP Rowe, thank you so much. General Douglas MacArthur, when is next stream? Probably next Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure to keep an eye out for. Make sure to subscribe and keep an eye out for updates. And if you're from Bacon's community, I'm sure he'll send a reminder as well. Tiffany Tutrell, thank you so much for joining. Jade Siren, I appreciate all the chats tonight. GL Gizmo, my homie, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for stopping in. Who else? Good Grief Girl, I saw you chatting it up a lot tonight. Thank you so much. And Senor Gato 287, thank you so much. I believe that's everyone. Everyone have a great rest of your night. I am just gonna check to see if there's anyone else streaming that I could redirect to. Gotta pay it forward sometimes, you know. Let's see who else is online. Live. Tales, customization. Rex. Anyone online? Nope. That's it. All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your night. And thank you so much for joining us. Good one.